Yeah, welcome everybody to the GamezAttack podcast here at OldFreakyGamer.com. This is episode 111, as this episode is called GTA 6 equals money, baby. Yeah, it's equaling money, all right. Wow, what a day, what a podcast. Oh yeah. And the great music that I got here today, GTA themed, of course. This is Vice Nights GTA music by Omar Farouk Jaffrey. Yeah, that's a long name. So how's it going, everybody? Going good? Going good, yeah. I'm doing fantastic. It is finally a nice warm summer time. I mean, warm enough that it's so hot that I'm actually have the air conditioning on today. Yeah. But I will be probably outside doing some stuff and then doing some gaming. I'm recording this the day before the podcast goes out. So I wanted to do so because I had many things going on. But yeah, it's been weird weather lately. We've been a lot of cold and then rain, and then you get some warm days, and then it just be cold and windy as hell and rainy. And now it's finally turning into a hot, balmy summer, which I look forward to. And it's almost July right now, and I'm betting we're only going to have a couple months left of warm, humid, nice weather that I like, and then it's going to go right back to being frozen and cold again, which that means I guess I could play more video games inside, but I like being outside. I like sitting out on my deck, playing some games outside, relaxing, smelling the fresh, warm, hot air, looking at everything and just relaxing outside. But yeah, that's how it goes. And I know a lot of people around, not just the country, but around the world are getting like massive super heat waves and stuff. And they're like, we're burning. We're all burning. And me, I'm just like, well, we're finally getting it here in upstate New York. Usually it's been warm and hot by now, but the weather's been crappy. It's been like crappy for me just finishing up my concrete project that I was doing in the front, which is finally done, by the way, folks. So it's finally finished. Yeah, finally got my concrete walkway all finished. It's all nice and hard. I glazed it. I sealed it. I call it glazed, but I sealed it. And then I painted the walkway. I didn't paint the sidewalk that I did as well, but I did seal the sidewalk parts that I put in. But for the walkway, the dry pour walkway that I did, I actually sealed it, and then I painted it a nice bright white for outside paint. After this podcast, I'm probably going to go outside one more time not one more time. I mean, go outside to do stuff one more time. And I'm going to have to put in some dirt into the sides of the concrete walkway because now the paint is all dry and stuff. And I could fill that in, put some grass seed in, water that stuff later. And then hopefully some grass will grow between the sidewalk and stuff. But it looks beautiful, folks. I would show you pictures if I did that, but this is more so audio-based podcast, even though we have this video version here that I have up, but I could show some photos, but I'm not. I don't want people to know where I live exactly. Who does? I don't need you coming on over and bumming my place. Yes. I just want to come over and sit on your deck, man. No, get your own deck, boy. Anyways, major project finally done. That means pretty much I don't have any more major projects for this for this year, for the summer or anything. I'm just gonna wait till next year to do my next project, which is probably gonna be painting the house. That's what I really wanted to do is paint the house. Yeah, painting the house. That's a next year project. I know this is a games podcast, but some people like it when people act human when they're talking on their podcast. So I'm trying to bring a little bit more humanity to this podcast. I'm not that much of a human in humanity. But yeah, house stuff comes before, unfortunately, before me playing video games. But pretty soon, when every single thing is done that I want to get done, then I got unlimited opportunity and time to just relax, enjoy stuff, game all the time. Back when I was like a teenager, when I was just gaming all the time and not having to do as much responsibility and stuff. But getting older quick. But things are looking good, and I do love my house. I do love taking care of, making it look pretty and stuff like that. So it's not a big deal, but it does cut into the time that I do my gaming and stuff. But that's why I got winter as well, to do a lot of gaming. And then, I do sit outside to do some gaming and stuff if it gets too hot and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm happy. I'm happy. And a lot of people out there, they're just miserable and not happy. I'm pretty happy. And then they said, well, maybe at work going forward for this July or something, it might be getting a little deader. I don't know yet. That's what they were predicting. I highly doubt that. I doubt, well, at least my job is always busy, but our restaurant that I'm at, they say, we might be getting a little dead because they're supposed to be doing a lot of construction around the area and it might hinder us getting people coming in. And I'm like, good. Most people would be like, no, that's bad. That's bad because you got to make the money, Mr. Mike. And I'm like, yeah, I'll probably still be making the money because I'll still be needed there to do work around the building, inside the building, fix things, take care of things, stuff like that. So I'm not too worried about that. And two, if we're a little slower and it's a little bit less clean, or it's a cleaner and less damaged from things, I could just go home early and relax. I'm not too worried about the money as the moment pertains. I'd just rather just, chill, enjoy what I get, enjoy what happens, enjoy, leaving work early. I did that on Friday. Before I left like 2 hours early on Friday. I got everything done. I was so happy. I was like, yeah, I got to leave 2 hours early. That was great. Sure, 2 hours less of money, but 2 hours to relax, enjoy life. And that's what people got to do. We got to enjoy life. We can't just be like, the world's on fire. Oh my God, everything's higher in price. Oh my God, the world's about to end. Oh my God. About everything. All you hear and all the news loves to do because it makes them profitable. Because unfortunately, folks, I hate to say it, a lot of people in this world now are way dumber. The world's just gotten a lot stupider, dumber. And it seems like everybody's regressing back into the caveman era and not thinking for themselves anymore and just following everybody like sheep and stuff, and letting people take advantage of them, and just nobody wants to think for themselves anymore, and nobody wants to roll up their sleeves anymore and do something, and work hard and stuff like that. And for the very few of us that still do, it's like, okay. And I just look at people and I just shake my head. I'm like, yeah, you're not going anywhere in life. And you would think it would be scary and you would think it sucks, but unfortunately, I got to say this, it as rude as it might be to certain people out there, I don't know why, but you got to think of me. I got to think of me. You got to think of you. I got to think of me. before I think about other people. You know, I'm single. I don't have no family. I don't have kids or anything like that. So I don't have to worry about that stuff. A lot of people do, and they don't know how to react or take care of themselves in life. And a lot of people in this world are kind of failing themselves and failing people around them more and more. And I'm seeing the smarts level just drop. And I'm like, this is why the gaming industry is all fucked up, and this is why everything else is fucked up. And then you got people that just like that are also not smart enough, just on the social internet, just causing more trouble, causing more chaos, going, fuck this, fuck Microsoft, fuck that, and it's all their fault. And they don't have no fucking clue on what's going on. They just trying to be rebel rousers, trying to get the clicks or something. They're pathetic. And sometimes, and most of the time, I do not engage in social media and whatever. But if I see somebody saying something really stupid, before I block them, I just tell them they're pathetic. I tell them why they're wrong. They're super pathetic and lame. They should check themselves at the door, get a clue, and then I block them. Because then I don't want to hear anything else from them, because they got a mouth of nothing. Only thing that comes out of their mouth is shit and stupidity. So, but it just annoys me that, if I go on it to see something, to see some actual decent comments, you get this guy going, oh yeah, well, Microsoft fucked everything up for the gaming industry. They can't. That's why PlayStation is -- one. And I'm sick of hearing, because okay. I don't care what people would say or think. The current Xbox and the current PlayStations, unless if it's the PS5 Pro, which I still hear that isn't even up to the standards anyways, even if you got a PS5 Pro. I hear it's not really that much more remarkable or anything either, from people that legitly play on it and use it. They're pretty much the same. And for me, and I say this all the time, and like I said, you can still call me that Xbox fanboy and all that. I still believe that shit, and I have an Xbox, I have a PC, and I believe the Xbox is still the number one way to play video games and do gaming. And all the games play remarkably well. They load up super fast still. That smart resume feature still works very well, for the future that they have. I don't see PlayStation really have features like that. And the graphics and audio, everything looks top notch, and nothing slows down. I don't have any problems playing on my Xbox, and then, playing on my Xbox Raw Galley X, the handheld PC, stuff like that. And that ecosystem, it makes it more open for somebody like me, because then you got your Xbox, you got the PC, and it's all connected in a way that you don't get on the PlayStation side. And then you got the fanboys and people saying, oh, this is the best one. Like, and it's because it's also marketing, because Sony does better marketing than Microsoft has been doing. Microsoft has been doing the marketing lately we're fucking everything up marketing. We're still making some bad decisions over here because of our corporate leadership that fucks us all over. And then, we got Asha Sharma, which has not came from anywhere in the gaming industry, making decisions, because she's more of a business type than a gamer type. Even though she does a little bit of gaming, she's still more that business type of lady, and she's just trying to, right this ship that I don't think they're doing it somewhat all the right way. I think they could do a better job than a lot of stuff. And then you hear them say, we got to close more of these studios because they're not making the amount of profit that we need for these types of games. And it's like, yeah, but you got to understand, Xbox as a platform has nostalgia. And a lot of these companies are there for filler for Game Pass and nostalgia and creativity, which the big two, I'm not going with Nintendo, because they still do have some creativity in a lot of their games that they make. But at least for Sony and Microsoft, they don't have that many creativity type of studios out there. Their studios make big giant games, but they're not as creative as they once were. And that, my people, is not always the best thing. You need some studios to make creative games like a Double Fine or something, or any of those other studios that they're thinking about either pushing away or closing just because you want to save a bit of extra money, and you know, and it's the bottom line. Which what they should really be doing is spinning off the Xbox division from Microsoft proper, because Microsoft proper is fucking Xbox over entirely, financially and beyond. And they got to start making the right decisions. And it doesn't help that hardware costs are going up, everything's going up. But that's also because the industry as a whole is too lazy and stupid to actually do something about it. They're just going to keep letting the the chips hit the fan, let's just say. They're just keep letting this shit get worse and worse, and it hasn't been that long yet, and they allow all this production and all this stuff being made in only certain parts of the region out there, like Taiwan and stuff like that, and there's only a handful of companies that make memory and storage and stuff. Don't you think you're gonna have some fucking issues, people? Oh, but we don't want to spin up a new company because we don't know if it's going to be profitable enough, or we don't know, it's going to take a while to do so. But if in my case of me saying, I'm like, but if you get you tech people out there start thinking, and you start planning, and you start building these, like, I don't know, a couple of memory chip slash storage companies, like here in the States or somewhere else, like Mexico, or, anywhere else, that because people complain, oh, we can't do it in the United States because it's too expensive. Well, what can you say? Just you could keep it a lot cheaper still than what memory and storage prices are at as of now, but still, a lot of this stuff is made by robotics anyways, and then you got just a handfuls of people doing all the, regular grunt work and stuff, but it's mostly the robotics that are creating the chips. You don't got people on a line soldering shit to a board or anything nowadays. It's all done by precision and very tiny robotics and stuff. So I feel like that's a fake answer from them, saying, well, we can't spin up anything. It's going to cost us too much for labor and all this stuff. And I'm like thinking, maybe not. And as of now, like I said, because things are getting worse and worse in the chip and storage part of things for consumer electronics, as somebody started spinning up production over here or Mexico or somewhere else close by, then maybe we could pull out of this thing a lot sooner than later. And if they vow not to start selling this shit, if we start making, new production plants over around here and, elsewhere, and they vow not to just go right to the AI bullshit that is those companies, and sell to them, and they sell just to consumers and consumer electronics and stuff like that. Sure, you're not making that AI type of money, which that bubble will burst. That thing is that you see signs, you see cracks in that foundation of all the spending, all the fake, we should say fake spending that is AI and the AI bubble and stocks and stuff like that. You see the cracks. It is gonna crash. It's gonna crumble. It's gonna fall, and even though it's gonna be a lot of bad when that all happens and all those stocks and all that falls really bad, I'll be all happy about it. I'll be happy. It's what everybody deserves. It's everybody's fault. Everybody that keeps investing in bullshit AI like that keeps talking about it, that keeps pushing it and stuff. That's all your faults. That's all everybody's fault. You brought it onto yourselves. And if you lose all your money and lose all this stuff and everything's getting shut down. We go into the great depression, global depression. Good. I'm saying good because fuck, even though everything's going to be fucked beyond belief, at least this will be gone and people maybe will get a brain cell in their heads and say, we did this the wrong way. We pushed AI way too far. We did all this bullshit instead of doing a little by little on the side or something and then making some better core initiatives for other business strategies to make money and stuff. But we tanked everything because we're all stupid, because we think we're so smart. We're too stupid to realize that. Yeah, maybe things would be a little bit better. I do not mind. Chaos brings clarity and a renewal and, and what we need to get here in the world financially, technologically, all that stuff. We need to be rebooted. I think a great reboot is necessary. But if these companies, instead of complaining, oh, we got to charge more for electronics, we got to charge more for the iPhone and this and that, why don't they all get together? They can all, they all got money. Apparently, they all got money in the bank and stuff. Why don't they all invest in their own private chip manufacturing facilities so they can offset dependence on these other companies to make chips and memory and storage, and they could just utilize their own chip facilities, either here in the United States, which I would strongly suggest, because you could get a lot of tax breaks as well, or somewhere nearby like Mexico or wherever else that, these companies would love to do it, away from the Asian areas out there, or, anywhere far, far away where, there could be wars and shit going on and everything else is in turmoil. Maybe stay away from those areas and come more, in better, decent areas and stuff. And then once you got that all up and running and they're producing chips and storage and stuff like that, that could ease a lot of tension, a lot of pain. And technically you can all be a little bit more profitable as well. It's a new business. You can make it big. You can start, just sell to, the consumer electronics divisions only, and not just to, corporations and stuff that are using it for nothing, just for phones and tablets, computers, gaming consoles, stuff like that, and just focus on just selling only to those people in your groups. I think that would work, but no, nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to take that initiative. And that's why everything's falling apart. It doesn't matter if it is an Xbox or PlayStation. But yeah, I'm not going to rant about this all the time. We'll talk more about that in a minute, where Xbox is upping and raising prices again and again and again. And now I'm just saying, why are you even bothering selling any Xboxes? If you're raising them, you know what? We'll get into that one. Maybe. Let's see here. Let me get over to that. I wasn't going to talk about that until way later, but in the gaming news, but I got to talk about this. And it's horrible. And here's also the other thing. For those of you complaining about console prices now and, oh, the Xbox is even more and the PlayStation's going to go up, because eventually Sony's going to do the same thing. And what are they, what's going to happen? Nothing. They're both losing markets. They're both selling way less, and hardware's going up, like I said, because of the chips, memory, and storage. Mainly, they're not talking about CPUs and stuff as much. I noticed it's mostly, we mostly talk about storage and memory and stuff like that. And it's like, well, you did it to yourselves, especially Microsoft, because they're in the AI game as well, fucking around, wasting a ton of money, raising the price of the Xbox $100 to $150. So, and they canceled the 2 terabyte Xbox Series X consoles. So the 2 terabyte model of the Xbox Series X console has been discontinued and gone. For the Series S console, and X, For the 512 gigabyte models of the Series X and S are going up by $100. For the 1 terabyte models of those consoles, it's going up by $150. So basically, you're spending from what it used to be, you're spending like for the Series S model, it says that it's going to be for the 512 gig version, it's going to be $500. For the 512 gig, for the 1 terabyte, it's going to be $600, which is what the Series X used to be costing. And for the Series X, for the 1 terabyte, let's see, 1 terabyte model without the disk drive will retail for $750, while the disk drive model will be $800. That is crazy. That is crazy. And that's just shooting themselves further in the foot. But if they have no choice, which, technically they could do other stuff, but that is just saying, no, we're not wanting to sell anything console-wise anymore. And then definitely don't talk about your next console because, if you can't even keep the prices down for the console that you have out there, I don't have no idea what you're going to do for the next gen console. And that's why I kept saying, well, if your consoles are going to be over $1,000 in the future for hardware like this, you might as well just start up a rental service where you can rent these out to people and on a term and stuff like that, and charge monthly for the terms and stuff, and then people could eventually rent into purchasing these consoles down the road and stuff like that. And that's what that's the only option you're gonna have to get people to want to buy your next gen consoles out there. And it's the same thing with the PlayStation, because I was just talking about this. So I know we're in the games news section here, so we might as well we'll get back into this. I don't want to do everything because there's a lot of other stuff. I just wanted to talk about the Xbox side of things. It's bad. It's horrible. And you can't blame. I can't blame the Xbox division. I can blame Microsoft because Microsoft is part of the problem with their whole bullshit AI initiative, because you got these stupid shareholders that are dumb as fucks, thinking that growth is inevitable and that it's just going to keep happening, which that never is the case. And you got all these shareholders around the world, and I always say now, because now that I am investing in stuff and I'm doing more stock market stuff, I don't give a shit what people, I don't give a shit what everybody's going towards. I'm staying away from all the AI stock bullshit. I'm going into other stuff. I'm going into like minerals and pharmacies and stuff like that. I'm going into stuff that I know we're going to need in the near future or beyond. I know I'm going into stuff that will help in the future and not go towards something that is completely arbitrary and useless. And everything AI that has been more damaging than any other thing out there to the industry, to the workforce, to beyond. And when you heard all these people talking about, oh no, don't worry about AI, it's going to help everybody. We're going to all have universal income and this and that. And oh, don't worry, nobody's going to be losing their jobs. And it's all been lies and lies and lies. And then you got, corporations, and you got governments going, yeah, don't worry about it, we're going to take care of everybody. And then it's like, nobody has money, nobody has jobs, nobody can afford to even buy anything. And then you guys keep pushing the AI initiative and around the world because you think it's this end all be all thing, and you're basically destroying humanity within. This is how the real Skynet right here. This is the real, what do you call it? The sleeper cell AI. It's taking over the world, and it's not even smart. It's just a bunch of dumb people making something that isn't smart, that has its uses, limited uses in a lot of ways, but you're basically destroying the economy and humanity and everything else into creating this thing. And none of that stuff, that bullshit that anybody have said, and I said it from the beginning when I heard them talking about it, I just shook my head. I'm like, no, it's not going to happen that way, because you guys are stupid. And instead of fixing the problem first before starting to do something like this, especially on this grand of scale, they just went to go, no, we're going to just go and start this up and do all this stuff and fuck everybody in the ass along the way. And that's what they're doing. And then nobody pushes back that much on it. And like I said, AI is going to destroy us all, just not because it's going to turn into Skynet and have awesome robot cyborgs come and kill us, because that would be at least cool. No, it's going to be the lame way, folks, where it takes all your jobs, all your money, and nobody can afford anything, and food is gone and everything else. And then we all just starve to death in a horrible cancer zone of no electricity and these power, and they say these server places are causing more heat and stuff like that. That's how we're going to get destroyed, folks. It's not going to be wars. It's not going to be anything else. It's just going to be AI being used too much, and we just that's how it's really going to happen. Even Skynet would be like, oh, that's fucked up. Oh, and people are so stupid on that. And it's hurting the games industry a lot. It's hurting the film industry a lot, but mostly the gaming industry as a whole. And so many people getting laid off, so many people fired, so many. And I hate to start it off like this because, you know, I try to keep a happy, positive look on things. I still like buying games. I just pre-ordered Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. Got $50 off of that with my $50 rewards credits. That's what I'm saying, buddy. That's what I'm saying. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. It only cost me like 20 something, 20, a little over $20 for the game at the end, you know? And if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. We'll find out in the first gameplay next week, Friday, when I do first gameplay of Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced when it comes out. And I'm hoping it's going to be great because, you know, I'm very interested in it again. And I do like the Assassin's Creed games. And after beating Assassin's Creed Shadows, I'm like, let's continue on. But, you know, and I am looking forward to Grand Theft Auto 6. I'm not going to be, you know, I'm a big Grand Theft Auto fan. I am a fanboy of also Grand Theft Auto, but I am not crazy and stupid like others are. But we're going to talk a lot about Grand Theft Auto today. We're going to talk a lot about it. I said a little, I said a lot. So, but first, before we get into all that, why don't we just get into the games I have played in the past week and get that over with, set it over with.
The games that have been played in the past week.
I'm going to take a little rest of the drink of my orange juice, so forgive me, folks. Leftover orange juice. So good. So games. I played some. I played a few. Played, you know, more TerraTech Legion. You know, it's the battle bots of the wasteland and stuff. Fun building my roly-poly creations and stuff like that, and shooting and bashing into robot tech, evil tech, and just doing the Vampire Survivors thing in that, and having a lot of fun. That's been going on. I've been mostly playing on my Xbox ROG X. I don't know why I got PC on here. I've just been playing it mostly on my handheld. But yeah, it's been good. It's been good. So let's get into the next thing. I'm not going to get too much into these because it's basically the same games, and you already know about a lot of these games. I just want to mention what I've been playing. PowerWash Simulator 2, been getting through that. I just got through the, what do they call it? I keep forgetting what these things are called. The monastery or something. It was like this secret cathedral. You had this big, like, I don't know, cathedral thing, and then it had the underground stairs that goes under into the basement of this thing. This like holy prayer thing going on there. That was pretty cool. Now I'm on a car and trailer to PowerWash and PowerWash Simulator 2. I'm still excited and waiting. I'm waiting and excited for the upcoming Star Wars PowerWash Simulator 2 DLC, which I probably will be purchasing if it's good enough. If they give you enough stuff and it ain't too expensive, I probably will be paying them a little bit. Because remember, PowerWash Simulator 2 is on Game Pass. Same as TerraTech Legion, but I own that. I did purchase TerraTech Legion, but also PowerWash Simulator 2 is on Game Pass, and I have not purchased that because I feel like I'm going to just play through it and beat it before it goes off of Game Pass. So I will pay him a little bit extra money to buy the DLC because I am a very good, holy, decent gamer out there, and I do believe in paying the developers for stuff that deserve it, deserve some money, depending on what it is for their games. And that's why I like Game Pass so much still, folks. And I know a lot of people think it's still the devil, but I still love Game Pass a lot because I think it just brings these games into the thing. And even if they get paid a little bit, but they could get paid more if they have DLC. And then if it's good enough DLC, like this upcoming Star Wars pack, I will purchase it and I will play it. I will enjoy it, and they'll get extra money for that game, which is smart for those guys because PowerWash Simulator 2 is a fantastic, amazing game, just like the first. And I've been playing that on my Xbox ROG LAX and my Ray Neo glasses as well. I'll be talking about those after the games that I've played. Then, of course, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Been going on again more with that on my Xbox ROG LAX. Just been playing in handheld mode. Been having some fun with that. Little by little, opening up the regions, doing, I guess, side stuff, because I think I've been doing more side stuff than the main missions, but I'm going to get back into that. Excuse me. Again, sinus, weird bullshit, itchy stuff in my nose, so forgive me for the rubbing of the nose. I know it's not professional enough, but what is this? Is this a professional podcast? Nah, I don't think so. It's a independent one. But yes, loving Final Fantasy Rebirth. It looks and plays amazingly well on the handheld, and I'm just liking the story. It is creative and funny and very interesting, and hopefully I beat it before the third comes out. Then I'm playing this game off my Series X remote, playing this game. It's called BulletStorm. It's a game that I think originally came out on the 360, and then they ported it to the Xbox One, and then they got a series. I think that's the version. Hold on. Yeah, BulletStorm. I gotta say something. I know this is made by the people that can fly people, the ones that did Gears of War Judgment, the spin-off Gears of War game that I guess a lot of people didn't like. I liked it. I thought Gears of War Judgment was quite a fine game, and it played quite well. BulletStorm is what do I gotta say? Like, it's older. It's not older, but older, younger bad brother that is basically a poor ripoff of a Gears game, sort of. Like, they tried to make their own Gears-like-esque type of game after Gears of War Judgment and made BulletStorm, and it is... I try to like it. There's a lot about BulletStorm, and I know I originally fell off of it when I started playing a long time ago, when I just played a little bit of it, and I'm like, this game is not good. And all these years later, now playing this and saying I'm gonna play through BulletStorm, I should have made BulletStorm my game through game. I didn't do that. I'm just playing this all by myself, and then I'm finding out this game has some issues to it, and the guy likes to swear a lot and talk a lot about sexual stuff a lot, but I think it's all kind of lamed out. Like, he overdoes it, and it's just like, okay, it's getting kind of boring and lame now. And the gameplay is janky as shit. You got this what do they call it? Electric whip thing where you got the glove and you can electrically whip somebody and pull them towards you. They used to work very well in the beginning of the game. Now that I'm like more so because I just joined up with the mouthy, as they like to say, the sexy mouthy chick that is also like a Gears lady that gets basically assaulted by these guys in the beginning when they actually meet up with her. She is mouthy, by the way, but still she gets assaulted by the guy and stuff like that. But at that point of the game, between and that to that point of the game, that electric whip does not work with 90% of the enemies anymore. And that was the whole thing that they touted, that they like promoted in the beginning of the game. Oh, use this whip on all the enemies, bring them towards you, and then do your super kick to them or shoot them or something like that. And then I upgraded the whip. I did all that stuff, and I'm noticing it's not pulling these guys in. It's not. Why is this whip thing not fucking working for in the game? And half the guns, like I'm shooting, I'm upgrading the guns and stuff and the weapons, and half the time these weapons do not work on these enemies. And I'm like, whoa, why is it? Why are they becoming extra bullet spongy now and not? And I'm shooting them in the heads, doing this and that. And then you got the running where you hold A down to run and they run like shit. Like he can't run in a straight line. He's like, as this guy is running. I don't even know this main guy's name. He's like a bad version of Marcus Phoenix, let's just say. He must be like Marcus Phoenix's cousin or something. That's what I'm going to say. He's like Marcus Phoenix cousin. He's got his bro dude, which got turned into a robot, a cyborg, because he got fucked up in the beginning of the game because they were doing some bad and they crashed onto this planet, which they shouldn't have because they were doing some bad and battling these other people, and they were just going gung-ho and saying, fuck it all, we're just going to go and gun until we're dead or something. And then you got, like I said, his bro guy got turned into a half cyborg, which I guess the AI and the cyborg tech is trying to take over his mind and brain and stuff. So he's fighting, doing some shit. But every time I get back into playing this, and I play this each day, a little bit each day, I'm just like, oh, it is so janky and stuff. Holding A down to just run. Now, I do like double tapping A, where you can just double tap A and then you can slide under stuff. Sliding towards things is pretty good, but sometimes you get caught up on just the littlest thing from the environment and then it stops you from doing it. But there's a lot of jankiness that is not good in BulletStorm. And like I said, the swearing and constant stuff, yeah, usually a game could utilize that really well. This game does not utilize any of the swearing and stuff very well at all. It gets kind of funny that it's so sad that these guys are just so pathetic in the game. And I'm trying to like the game, but the game is really bad. I'm going to say BulletStorm is a bad game. And I can understand why this game didn't do well and there's no sequel to it. And but like I said, I'm just trying to play through it, see what it is, what it's like. It's just a game I wanted to stream, remote play from my console, for a while, get it done. Say I played and beat in BulletStorm, but it was a game of its time, and I know they wanted to just capitalize on that Gears of War that they made before, and they did not capitalize on it. And the story is kind of lame and boring, and they try to do a little bit of the Gears thing with a little bit of Duke Nukem in here, and it just did not hold up. It just does not hold up for BulletStorm. And I hate to say that because I think People Can Fly did some really good things with Gears of War Judgment that they didn't do with this game. And I know this is an older game. I don't even know what they're doing now. I forgot. Are they even around anymore? Or are they gone? I kind of forgot. I totally forgot if they're even around. Let's see here. I gotta look this up, folks. People can fly still around. Let's see here. People can fly. Yes. Oh, that is not. I gotta put studio, I guess. Studio. See, this AI doesn't even work very good in the browser. The Bing browser does not. Okay, people can fly is still operating, but it's undergone major restructuring, is no longer pursuing a broad self-publishing strategy. Since 2024, they laid off 120 employees. Let's see here. Let's see. While the studio has reduced its self-publishing slate, it still has multiple projects in various stages of development. These include a Square Enix collaboration, possibly an Outrider sequel, an Xbox exclusive project, Project Maverick. I never heard nothing about it. Project Gemini with Square Enix expected around 2026. Well, it is 2026 now. BulletStorm VR, an updated version of the classic shooter. Yeah, that's just horrible. Its core franchises: Outriders, BulletStorm, and Gears of War Judgment. And that was it. That's it. Yeah, nothing else. Nothing really else with that studio. Okay. Back to the rest of the podcast, folks. So yeah, BulletStorm, I'm playing it, but it's got its moments, but it is still really horrible and janky, and it's just like they could have did a little bit better with the gameplay a little bit, and how you shoot, how you get the weapons, how you able to use these weapons. And if I'm supposed to be able to use this whip on everybody, why can't I use the whip on everybody? I did like the part where you were able to take control of this big robotic, like, dinosaur thing. It looked like the thing from Gears of War, like a Brumech from the Gears of War franchise. Like they ripped off the Brumech from Gears of War, and you got to control this thing with your controller, and it was you got it to shoot people and destroy things and stuff like that. That was okay. That was still a bit janky, and it didn't seem like he was really reacting to everything I was doing on the controller, but that was probably the best thing that I got out of BulletStorm. But otherwise, it was just like, it's okay. I don't think it's the best, but at least I'm trying it out. I'm going to beat it, and then when it's done, I'm just going to delete it and never talk about it again. And it plays well remotely from my Series X to my Xbox Rogue Ally X. Have no problems with it. And it's okay. It's very okay in my AR VR glasses here, the Ray Neos, because I've been using those with my Rogue Ally X's, and it works okay. I'll talk more about those after this. And then, of course, Red Dead Redemption for PC. I've been streaming it every Friday so far. I got one more stream this Friday of Red Dead Redemption. It's going to be the final Red Dead Redemption stream for a while. Due to that, I'm going to be probably streaming Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced for the upcoming future on Game On Fridays. So this Friday, going to go one more time in the Wild Wild West with Mr. John Marston the day before our country's birthday and the 4th of July. Going to have some fun in the Wild Wild West. And maybe I'll play a bit more of it this Friday than I usually do. But then after that, it's like I'm just going to be doing a lot of, like I said, Assassin's Creeding from then on. And I hope you guys are all ready for that, because we're going to be pirates. We're going to do some pirateering going up. But Red Dead Redemption, it holds up. I'm playing it on a PC. It holds up. Rockstar did a decent PC port of it, and the graphics look great. The gameplay plays great, and it's just a fun little world to be in, and I'm very happy that Red Dead Redemption is on PC. I wonder when they're gonna get Red Dead Redemption 2 on the PC, like remastered or something, or put it on for Xbox PC Game Pass or whatever. It doesn't have to be Game Pass, but sell it for the Xbox for PC and stuff like that, and I'll buy that all the time. Or I think they might have it on Steam as well, but you know me, I like those achievements, and I've been getting those achievements in Red Dead Redemption because I'm an achievement whore and stuff like that. So that's why. But yeah, still holds up. Still a great game. The game that came out all those years ago back on the 360 still is a decent game today. Go figure. Maybe a lot of these companies should think about going back in time a little bit and not trying to produce the most gorgeous looking, gigantic, everything's ray traced type of games, and go back and make them a little bit more muddier, make them a little bit grittier, make them really cool, do a little less with these games going forward and just make good games, and they will sell. Mostly. Nowadays, that might be a little bit more of a task than others, but yeah, Red Dead Redemption's amazing, and even though GTA 6 is coming out this November, it's just like I'm looking back at the older games that they made, and I'm like, these were damn good games of what they were. And then I think about it, I'm like, is GTA 6 worth the $80 that it's going to be printed on? And I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna discredit it for being $80. I don't like it that it's gonna be $80, but it's gonna be $80. Teaser. But we'll get into more of that in a little bit after I talk about these Ray Neal glasses that I'm trying out, because they were on sale on an Amazon Prime Day deal. And I always wanted some AR, VR like glasses to try to play games on and stuff. And I'm trying these out. They were really cheap. They were like a little over $200. Not too bad compared to like the other ones that are like $600 or more for these AR, VR glasses out there. But before that, those were all the games that I played in the past week. Not much. I'm sticking with the core amount of games right now. I know there's tons of other games out there that just came out, and tons of other games and preview programs and stuff. I'm not the kind of guy that does all those summer preview programs and stuff. I leave that to the other guys, the more professional guys that you pay to play those games for. Mostly I'm the one that plays mostly the games that are out, or that are out and available for the public, and then I like to talk about them and say, hey, this is either a good game or not a good game, or I'm happy to play this game or not that game. And like I said, this is a independent adventure for myself, and this is just me being fun. This is my hobby. I'm not getting paid, so that's why you don't see me doing all these Next Fests and everything else that other people do. I leave it to them. I leave all that to them. They can go through all the lists of games that are coming out, pick the ones that they want to try out and stuff. Me, I'll just wait till the games are out, and if I look at them and I like them, I'll try to play them, and I'll let people know about those games. That's how I do my stuff right there. So, the Ray Neo glasses, for you video viewers, you can actually see this nice little case here. Comes in a box, a nice bigger box there, but nice little glass case here, a little snap open. As you can see there, they are inside. For you non-video viewers, I'm sorry, but I will explain these as well. It comes with a USB-C cable in there, of course, that connects into the back of these glasses. As you can tell, they got the little monitor screens in the front of them, or inside of them right there. The only problem I have with these glasses, they work very well. These are plug and play via the USB-C to your USB-C/display port. So if you're playing them, like I play on my Xbox ROG AX, that's what I use them on. You can do it on, they say you can do it on mobile phones. It was not working on my Motorola Android phone. I don't know if it just doesn't have video out of that USB-C, so that might be the reason. I don't know. I'll have to check, or if I need the app or something to get that to work. I don't know. But I guess it works with the switch because that has the video out of the USB-C. But basically, these are pretty decent glasses. They're pretty well built. They're not super heavy at all. They're very nicely done. I just wish the one thing was that the screens inside, the little monitors, little, eyeglass monitors inside were a bit bigger and wider for somebody like me, because even though I'm focusing on the dual picture inside, there's a lot of empty space, like you're in a movie theater type of space, blackness around. And I figure I want to be immersed more with the picture. And I don't know if it's just because I should be wearing these with some glasses, because I got my glasses here. I could probably wear them with my glasses here. I should try it out. I haven't tried it out with my eyeglasses yet. I don't know if that'll do anything differently, but and these do for glasses like mine. See, I got nice thin pair of glasses. These work well with those. So if you want to put these over my glasses, these work quite well. And I do wish these were a little bit bigger, like a wraparound, like my Ray-Ban glasses that I have. I got some sunglasses, my prescription sunglasses. They're the Ray-Ban glasses, and they actually go around. I wish these did that more, but I see a lot of these types of glasses that look like this, and I understand what they're doing here with these. But for me, for gaming, I just wish the picture was bigger inside these glasses so I can have it fully engulf my whole viewing area and not just the little, somewhat smaller picture area that it's in. Like I said, I've been using these without my glasses. So basically, I've been using them like this, which, like I said, very, very comfortable. And then, like I said, I'm going to have to try to, I'm still testing these out, let's just say. And, but I got to start trying to test these out with my glasses and see how well these work with the glasses and see if I notice anything differently with this, because I haven't tried it out yet. But otherwise, it has a little sensor on the top that senses, you see the little dot in the middle of the glasses for you video viewers there, that senses where you are, what you're looking at and stuff like that. These are capped, like you can take these off and I guess you could see through them because they are AR glasses, AR VR glasses. I just keep this on because I don't think I'm going to use the AR too much from them, even though I could if I wanted to. But it snaps on, takes off, snaps off very quite easily. Like I said, the USB-C is on the one end of the thing, which I think is really nice because you just have the USB-C cable just connected to the device, plug and play, and you're off to the races. The screen resolution on these Neo, what do you call it? Ray Neos is excellent. It definitely has its it goes up to 120 hertz. I usually am playing in 60 frames per second, but you could go up to 120 frames per second. It does up to 1080p, stuff like that. They're very, very bright. I have to turn down the brightness of them because they are very bright going into your eyes and stuff. And I turning down the brightness in these is pretty much what you would want to do. But hey, if you want them brighter, if you need them brighter for some part of the day, they get pretty bright. They get almost as bright as my Xbox ROG Ally X and its screen. You can adjust the position of these, what should I say, the arms of these glasses. So if you need them going up or down, you can move them up or down. You're going to do a lot of adjustments with a lot of stuff here. The one thing that I thought was really cool is the audio from these things is kick ass. Like I'm just wearing these and he's got these little speakers on the end, on this almost the semi mid to end section of these glasses. These are little speakers and they go like, they're right by your ears. And I'm listening to this stereo sound from them and I'm like, I'm like, what? It's like spacious audio coming from these glasses, and I'm like, holy shit. And they only go up so much with the audio. You can only get the audio so much. I'm usually at 100% with these, but they sound clear, and you take them off and the audio's still going. You can't hear it anywhere else. So it's not like it's blasting audio. It's just putting the audio into your ears. And these also, I guess these come with like, they say tunnel ear, earbud things where like you connect them to these things and it actually tunnels more bass and more of the audio and bass into your ears if you want to. And it has these little attachments to it. I did not take those out of the box yet or try them out. But like I said, just using them as is, the audio is pretty damn good. I'm like hearing stuff. I'm like, whoa, what's that? Where's that coming from? And stuff. Like I can hear the spatial audio, even though like Final Fantasy and stuff I don't think it really has spatial audio in it. It makes it feel like it does. The audio is really crisp and clear from these glasses, I gotta say. If there's something really good about these glasses, it's definitely the audio. And the controls are easy because they keep, you keep your brightness and stuff on one end of the controls and your power on and off on the one side of the control, or the menu on the one side of the control, on the one side of the glasses, and then on the other side it's the audio up and down, or the brightness up and down, right? Is this brightness? Yeah, this is brightness. Brightness on the right side, audio on the left side with the menu. So not bad. They're not a bad pair of glasses for a little over $200. I gotta say, these are not bad for $200. Are they perfect? No. Am I gonna keep these? It's still up in the air. I got 30 days. Well, a little less than 30 days now, but I got up to 30 days with these because I bought them on Amazon and stuff. If for some reason I decide not to, I'll just return them and then I'll save myself some money. But I've been looking online, and I don't know if any of anybody else out there wears or use AR glasses, because I would want like AR VR, the AR VR glasses. I want them more AR technology so you can see through them and stuff. Because if I want to do some AR stuff eventually, I would like that. But for gaming wise and stuff, if there's glasses out there that more so wrap around your eyes and stuff, let me know, because I've been looking and everything looks pretty much the same, unless if you get those big giant goggle things, those stupid huge goggles, and then you get a pair of those. That's the only other way you can get immersed into the game like that, where they cover your eyes. But otherwise, these are pretty good. These are decent. They could be better. They could be a little bit bigger with the eyes parts of it. And I would hope that maybe someday they'll make them a little bit bigger so you can just wrap around the eyes, and then you could adjust how the screen is inside. Like if you want it to form a little bit less or whatever for your eyes, for your gaming needs and stuff. Otherwise, not bad. Like I said, not bad for whatever, the $200+ that I paid for them. Like I said, still up in the air if I'm going to keep these or not. A lot of people say they like them. I've been reading reviews on these. A lot of people say they like them. Some people say, yeah, they're okay. For me, like I said, my needs, will I be using these all the time? I'm going to find out today when I go outside on my deck, and I'm going to try these out, play a bunch of games on them. I've been playing a bunch of games. I've been playing Final Fantasy, PowerWash Simulator with them and stuff. I've been also playing some BulletStorm with them. And I noticed, like I said, it's hard for me to see the bottom of the screens and stuff with those glasses, because it seems like it's not cutting off the screen or the viewing area. It's just how it is in my eyes. And it's hard for me to look down. I got to like move the glasses up to see what the text is on the bottom of a screen or something, in order to do it. And the text does come out really small. It could just be because they're making it like farther away, and I should be wearing my glasses on top of these, which I will also test. But otherwise, for basic gaming, and if you know what you're doing, which I do know what I'm doing in these games, they're not that bad. And like I said, the audio is great in them. And if you don't want to use the big screen and stuff, which I do, but the main part I would like about these, why I wanted these glasses, is that when I'm gaming, if I'm laying back and gaming, like laying down, or if I want to lay in bed and game, or if I'm laying on my porch deck, on my couch on my porch deck, and I don't want to be sitting up and I want to just be, fully laid down in them, I want to be able to do that without having the big screen and holding the big gaming unit above my head and having it fall on me if I'm just, whatever. At least when I was wearing these, like I did try these in bed when I was in bed the other day, and I just had the gamepad, the Xbox ROG X on my stomach, and I'm playing it, and I had these on. I was like, yeah, this is how I want a game. I want to just lie there. I just want to play the game, and I just want, I don't want this big heavy thing over my head, which a lot of people have the same idea and reaction to, and that seems pretty cool. I just wish these glasses were a little bit more wraparound, a little bit bigger. And I wonder if there are glasses like that are made. I'll continue to look. Unless if I just get VR glasses, but I just really would want like the AR parts of them as well. But if I want that immersiveness of the glasses, and I know a lot of people, because I was also looking at the Asus ones, and the Asus Real, whatever they're, Real Ones, Real Tech, whatever they're called, they also look exactly like these glasses. They might even be made by like the similar companies that these are, the Real Tech. Maybe not. Maybe these companies all use the same similar tech, but the Asus ones look exactly like these, and they're charging like $600+ for those. So $200 compared to the $600 I'd be paying for those Asus ones, these are a steal compared to that. And I'm like thinking, wow, I almost tried to spend $600+ on these Asus ones that they keep touting for that they're like for the next Xbox ROG X special edition one that's just coming out with pretty soon. And then you have to get the bundle with the glasses and stuff. I wonder if those glasses are, I think they're exactly the same as these. And it's like, whatever. $200, $600. But otherwise, no blurring on there. The blacks are really good. The dark areas, the light areas, everything's really good. The colors is amazing that you get from these AR glasses. And I think it helps save battery life. If you plug these in, it turns off your, ROG Ally, and I'm sure it's going to turn off your Switch 2 or Switch 1 or Switch 2 screen as well. And then you're just playing the video through these glasses and the audio. I think it's got to use a lot less power than what's in that stuff. And I would bet you would get a lot better battery life from your device. Now, I have not tested that out yet. Because like I said, I usually just have it plugged into the wall as well. And because the Xbox ROG X has 2 USB-C ports on the top that you can use, one for power and one for the video and power and stuff like that, I don't have that problem. And I'm always got a plug near me, so I'm always having them plugged in. But otherwise, having them unplugged, I'm sure you would save some battery life with these things. I'm sure, because you're not using you don't have a massive screen sucking up that energy and stuff. But this is just my early check on it. And just wanted to talk about it. So if anybody's interested in some like AR, VR glasses for gaming wise with your devices or something, like I said, if you do not mind not having a full immersive screen in front of you, and it's not like the screen is tiny, you do look like you look like you're in a movie theater. If you're in a movie theater and you're playing a game on a big screen in the movie theater, that's what it feels like to me. That's what it feels like. And if you're okay with that, then these could be for you. And they're only like I said, a little over $200. They're fully called as I get the box out for you video people. These are the Ray Neo Air 4 Pros. So just letting you know, these are the Air 4 Pros. And you could get them on Amazon, the Ray Neo Air 4 Pro AR glasses. Model XRGF39. Made in China, like everything else. But yeah, if you're interested in these glasses and stuff, and you might be interested in you don't want something super expensive, but you want something and you want to try these out, I'd say a little over $200 right now if it's still on a Prime sale. Even if they're off the Prime sale, I think they were like $300 something or something. Still way cheaper than the $600+ that the Asus glasses are. And then if anybody else out there that owns a pair of AR or just VR glasses or whatnot, and you got some that are actually ones that wrap around with the screen, let me know. Let me know. I would like to know what people say. And you can let me know in the show notes in the video portion. You can let me know on Twitter, X, or Blue Sky, or you could just email me at oldfreakygamer@gmail.com and let me know. Let me know if you guys wear any of these while you plugged into your gaming devices, and let me know which ones that you like. Because I'm always looking for something. Because my eyes are weird. I got the cross-eyed effect in my eyes if I take off my glasses and stuff. And I got a weird thing. And like I said, some people don't believe me on this, but I can see farther out of my eyes on the sides. Like I could see, like right here, I can see my hands a bit more so than other people. It's that whole boxing thing. And, remember when Mickey was asking Rocky, tell me when you can't see my fingers anymore. And he was like, no, you can't really see for the hand for getting punched and stuff. Me, I got that extra perception in my eyes, and I can see farther out on the sides of my eyes a little bit. So that's why I want the wraparound effect, because I want to be able to see everything I could see with my eyes and not just see black or other stuff outside my visual perception and stuff like that. So that's me in a nutshell right there, folks. But these are decent glasses, but will I keep them? Still up in there, but I got time. And if I do keep them, I got to make sure I use them a lot instead of just putting them on the side. But I do like using my screen. But also, if I'm just relaxing and I'm extra tired, I don't want to just have a big screen in front of my face. I want to have just wear some glasses, lay down, relax, and play a game. That's all I want to do. So I will be testing these out some more today, and we'll see what we see about that. So that's my little update, my first update of these Ray Neo Air 4 Pro AR glasses, which you could get on Amazon right now. Okay, so why don't we talk about the big chicken and egg in the room here? The big talk here. GTA 6 has finally come out to pre-order for the November 19th release date, I guess. I think that's when it's coming out, or still coming out. And they got 2 editions. So the first edition is your regular edition. Your second edition is the premium edition, which I gotta say is not worth it. People are gonna buy it. A lot of people are gonna buy it because people are suckers and they're willing to spend $100 on it. Because here's the first thing. Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to come out digital only for the first foreseeable future, I guess, until they said they got it on here. I can look it up here. Let's see here. Let's see here. I'm just looking this. I got so many things here. I got so many. Here we go. So GTA 6 disc version is stated that it will reportedly be coming in December. And this is according to insiders, not the company in general. So I can foresee Rockstar just pushing this back, a physical edition. They did say they might bring out a physical edition, but and it is stated that Rockstar's parent company, Take-Two, did deny that it was planning to release a physical edition version of GTA 6 sometime after its November 19th release date, because I think they just want to do a regular digital version because it's going to be a big, massive game and you're going to have to download it all to a hard drive anyways. And they just didn't want to press a bunch of discs that needed to be updated. Plus, they don't want their secrecy, great secrecy in Rockstar games. As you know, they'll kill you if you leak any of their game information. They'll just straight up just have a sniper come and take you fucking out if you do that. And they don't want anybody knowing anything about it. So of course they're releasing this fully digital. They stated as such that releasing this game digitally was probably the best thing to do nowadays. And that means there's no real collector's edition of the game. And for somebody like me that likes collector's editions of the game, it's like, oh, that's sad, but understandable. And then I look at the pricing and it's like, okay, they want $80 for your standard edition, which I'm like, yeah, that's $10 more than 70. And I know the industry's been pushing to try to do $80. And I feel right now that could be a slippery slope for other stupid game not retailers, but game publishers out there that might think they can get more than $70 for their games out there. And sometimes that's going to fall flat on them. Look at how the Outer Worlds 2 kind of failed because Microsoft thought, hey, Xbox, charge $80 for this game. And that didn't do too well for them when they tried to attempt that, and they kind of ruined the Outer Worlds 2 for Obsidian Entertainment there, and that was a dumb thing. They're still selling these in stores, but the physical game disc you get is just the code and box, so it's pretty much worthless for you to even buy this in a store. But stupid people will do stupid things because they'll be like, I still want the picture on the box. And I get the little thing. You don't get a map. If they said you get a physical map with those game boxes, with the key codes in the game boxes, I would have said, oh, okay. Maybe I'd get this just because I want the physical map. So I would buy this from Amazon or Walmart or something like that. But it doesn't say that. They don't say that. I'm looking right here. Does this come with anything in the box? It says this product contains a download code inside the box. No disc is included. And customer shipments will begin arriving November 12th for preload. Game is playable starting November 19th. Code could be used by users holding an account for, this is for the PlayStation side. But it doesn't say anything about you get a map in it. Like I said, if they said, oh, if you pre-order this in the store and you get, the somewhat physical, non-physical copy of it, and you get the GTA map like they usually do in all their editions of GTA, then I would say, hey, okay, sure, this is stupid that I'm pre-ordering and buying this game box with no game in it. It's just the digital code, but I'm getting the map of GTA, 6 in it because we all like the map, the physical map. That ain't happening. It's definitely not happening. I'm not seeing that. But people are still pre-ordering and being stupid like that. Another thing, like I said, the main thing, the $100 version of this, because there's a $79.99, and then for $20 more for the $99.99 or $100 version, it gets you stuff, but it's just basically all cosmetics. And it's basically them trying to lock you out of certain things in the game, which means certain tattoo shops and certain this and that. Let's see here. Let's go into the special stuff. So the Ultimate Edition, they're calling it. So GTA 6's Ultimate Edition locks off exclusive mission and shops. So apparently it does lock off an exclusive mission. That sounds kind of dirty to me. That sounds very bad. And it doesn't sound very good at all. But So, but what the article is saying, imagine walking around Vice City and seeing an alluring looking clothes store beckoning you in, only to be stopped at the door because you don't have a correct membership. That could be what faces you in GTA 6 if you don't choose to buy the Ultimate Edition. We're finally starting to find out more about information of GTA 6 ahead of its November 19th launch. Recent details listed on Rockstar's website have raised questions about the power of the Ultimate Edition, though namely the fact that several of its open world businesses appear to be locked off from players if they don't opt to buy the standard. Locked off from players if they opt to buy only the standard edition. Pre-order bonuses and cosmetic gifts are now a new thing when it comes to video games, but the wording here only open for business with the Ultimate Edition. It seems like certain shops, salons, and tattoo parlors won't be accessible unless if you own the more expensive version. So how might this work? And will some players feel like they're missing out, not spending those extra dollars? And it also seems a little, to me, criminalistic. Seems like there could be some lawsuits going on about this if this is not done in a nice way. Because if you're saying I can't beat the game, or if there's certain things I can't beat in the game to progress and beat the game, fully, that kind of says to me that you are trying to fucking rip somebody off. And that these things now exclusive, like if there's an exclusive mission and they haven't talked about anything in this game yet about it, but if they have like an exclusive mission that does not matter to me whatsoever, then I don't care. Let's see here. I'm looking at this. So these include Sarah's unisex salon, in which players can get special hairstyles for both Lucia and Jason. Don't really care about that. The Stock 305 clothing store, which will provide unique and exclusive elevated streetwear. Probably don't care about that as well. The Electric Fang Tattoo Shop, which is the home to designs drawn by real-world artist collective Fele. Don't know who that is. Don't really care. Quite how GTA 6 will handle these shops remains to be seen, but there are some pretty obvious ways this may work. Either the doors will be locked and you can't get in. The store could literally be closed for business with no signage or merchandise in the standard edition of the world, or you can walk around these store interiors without actually being able to make any purchases. Or maybe they'll give you some things that you can purchase in the stores, but others will be locked off unless if you get the premium edition. That's what I would think, but who knows? Perhaps the shop assistant will ask you to purchase the membership, which in turn will take you to the Xbox or PlayStation store to purchase the $20 upgrade. And like I said, Rockstar has not stated, and they should have, or they should, if they want to be decent people, which I don't think Rockstar currently is and Take-Two currently is, they should state what that means. They should actually show and say, hey, you will be able to go in this shop, but you will not be able to get those exclusive items. You'll get some, you can get some and buy some, but you can't get the exclusive stuff because it's locked down. They got to make that shit clear, because it sounds like to me that somebody could sue these guys for this stuff, because they're not, this is like blind box kind of shit going on here. And they got to be more upfront with this stuff. And Rockstar is never upfront with their shit in their games until the game has completely been out for a while. Let's see. Cosmetics look good, but this sort of perceived VIP exclusivity affect how Rockstar's new iteration of GTA Online will work. As of GTA Online, who gives a care? Because right now, what they have clearly stated over and over again, that this is just the game itself, that this is just going to be the single player of the game. And if and when they do decide to release the new Grand Theft Auto Online, that's not going to be for a little whiles down the road where it's all been made and finished and they feel like it's the right time to put out GTA Online, the new GTA Online and stuff like that. But let's see here. Okay, so here's what the article says about the another GTA Ultimate Edition bonus that may be more a concern to fans of the campaign. So, what they're saying here, and first a solid point towards what some of GTA 6's missions may look like. We can all assume that infer from the two previous trailers that will be getting involved in a standard Grand Theft Auto mix of car chases, gunfights, and bank robberies. But now it seems as if gang compounds are being added to the mix. It suggests a hearkening back to the 3D era of the series, such as Vice City and San Andreas, where gangs played a huge part in the stories and taking over properties and areas of their maps served as key mechanics. But standard edition players seemingly won't get to access one of these missions, suggesting they may well be more like side activities rather than playing a crucial role to the plot. And if that's the case, that's all I care about. If it's not going to be a part of the main campaign and it's not going to keep you from beating and playing through and beating the main campaign, I like to try out certain things on the sides, but if it's not something that's going to do any good for me in the game or help me out in the game, I don't really care about it too much. I can ignore that stuff, but it still kind of sucks that you put this shit in the game already and not have it be playable when people paying you $80 for the game. The exclusive infiltration feature, one of Leonida's loudest and most socially active gangs, the PTT Youngin Dollar whatever bullshit, as Ultimate Edition players will be tasked with finding a way to raid the PTT Youngin's illegal goods store in Southside Vice City and escape safely to score some special items and distinct contraband, whereas I fully expected GTA 6 to launch with cosmetics that only some could get their hands on. I have to say I'm a little surprised to see gameplay content locked behind a certain edition. Like I said, this happened before with a game called Yakuza. They did this with the Yakuza games where they were locking stuff behind, what was it? A New Game Plus. I think that was with Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Was that the one that they started doing that, where they locked that New Game Plus mode behind a paywall where you had to pay extra to get that? I never did. I didn't really care because I wasn't going to play the game again in New Game Plus, and it seemed to be just fine to me. But I don't know. My thing here, and I'm looking at this, and I'm just reading this guy's article on IGN here. As a fan of this stuff, I'm like, okay, I think Rockstar should be a lot more open to what is going to be in the standard and in the standard, between the standard $80 version and the Ultimate Edition that's $100, $20 more. And I think they should show people what they might miss out on, or what they might not miss out on, or what you can do that you can't do in the game. And they should be a little bit more forthright on letting people know what they are getting with their game than going, oh, this is going to include some extra missions and blah, 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 blah. Okay, what does that mean though? If you don't explain it and you don't show it a little bit and let people know what, if they should be spending $100 on this thing, or if it's just extra side missions that most of us would never really play or do, because it could be just a bunch of crap that I will never play or do, then, like all the tattoos and extra clothes and stuff, I don't really care about that stuff. If they got some clothes and stuff and if they have some decent clothing and, and stuff in the $80 version of the game, the original version of the game, I'm just happy to just have that, and I'll play it. And for those extra missions, if it does not include anything, if it does not take away from my experience of the main campaign of the game and the main game in general, and I can complete it without those, then I'm not going to give a really two shits about it. If it doesn't take me out of the gameplay, I don't really care about it. Now, like I said, $80 for this game, I can give them a pass. I will give Rockstar and Take-Two a pass on this because They did spend a lot of time making this game, lots of years, lots of money. It is going to be a gigantic game, as we are all hearing. It's supposed to be a very, very, very big game. It's going to have a lot of stuff in it, hopefully a lot of missions and a lot of stuff, side stuff to do in it. I will hope and pray. I can pray and hope that that'll be worth the $80. Unlike what Nintendo did with Mario Kart World, where they charged $80 because they felt like it was an $80 game that they can rip people off on, and that game was kind of just looking at it was like, I'm like, $80 for what? Because it was a little wider tracks and you can have more characters on the screen, and your open world was really not that open, and there was not really much to do in your open world, and you wanted to charge $80 because you're Nintendo and people bought it because what else did they have to play? It still seemed like a fun Mario Kart game, but $80? I think not. The Legend of Zelda games were probably worth more, $80, but that... But also, I am worried about the rest of the industry looking at this and going, ooh, if Rockstar could do it with Grand Theft Auto, maybe we should try to up our prices on the games. And that's gonna fail miserably for a lot of people. That's gonna fail miserably for a lot of studios, a lot of these people, these industry people that think they can get away with it, and the community just pushes back and says, nah, motherfucker, we're not spending no $80 on your games. You already just raised the prices all the way up to $70. Now you want to charge $80? Because they just raised the prices after, during and after COVID to $70. They used to be $60 games, and then everybody's like, nah, we're going to start charging $70 for our games, which I was like a little, And this is going back with the Xbox One and PS4, right? And then when they were going from the Xbox One, PS4, and they're going to the Series X and S and PS5, they're like, yeah, we're going to start charging $70 for these games going forward. And we're all like, ugh. And you heard me, I was really rampant about, oh, that's disgusting and stuff. And it should have stayed 60, but everybody says, well, the times have changed. We got to spend more and make more on these games and blah, blah, blah. And even though a lot of this money just goes into the pockets of some certain bigwigs up in those companies, and then the people that are working hard on the games are not seeing any of the money back to these games, and it's costing them more to make these games, and and so on and so on. It's an uneven thing in the gaming industry, and it's like now these companies are trying to charge $80 for games. Like I said, Microsoft tried to do that and they failed miserably, and they just hurt the franchise. Like, we're not going to get an Outer Worlds 3. And I thought Outer Worlds 2 was pretty good. And we're probably never going to see an Outer Worlds 3, if anything at all, because fucking Microsoft fucked up Xbox and ruined that for everybody. And I can clearly say that for a real reality. And then you got Rockstar here and Take-Two saying, we're going to charge 80. Now, if they would have said, we're going to charge 70 because we believe that the game is going to make a lot of money in the long run, and if they said, we know we're going to have the new GT Online eventually, and we're going to make more cash on hand with that as well, and also we're going to have a premium edition of this game here where you can spend $100 on it from the 70 to 100, and you're going to get a lot more stuff in it. You're going to get a lot more cosmetics. You're going to get a lot of this, plus GTA Online, blah, 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 plus stuff, Shark Bucks, whatever. And the other thing that makes it funny to me, even if you pay that $100, that extra $20 on top of the price hike of the $70, $80 game now, remember, you're not going to be able to play that game earlier. For that extra $20 on your $80 investment, you're not playing GTA 6 earlier. You're playing it the same day as everybody else. They're not doing, Rockstar and Take-Two aren't doing a 5-day early gameplay of the game. That's how serious they are about this. They're like, no, everybody's playing the game at the same damn day, same damn time. And I'm like, whoa. Not doing that bullshit like Microsoft does, all the time, and other people do. Mostly it's Microsoft. They're always doing it. Oh, you could spend another 20, 30 bucks on this game and play it 5 days early or something bullshit like that. And it's like, it's so disgusting, Microsoft and Xbox. It's so disgusting. I hate that. And they're like saying, no, you're just paying 20 more bucks and paying us $100 just for extra stuff. And it better be good extra stuff too, because those extra missions and extra stuff better be good enough for those people anyways, because they already spent $80 and then they're spending another $20. So $100 on this game. It better be worth $100 for this game for them. I don't know. I find that really funny and interesting. Greatly. Really, really, really. And don't worry, folks. I'm going to tell you, for you Xbox players out there, I'm going to tell you. Now, I can't say this for PlayStation players, but maybe there could be a way around it. But this is mostly for the Xbox side of the gamers out there. If you want to get Grand Theft Auto 6 at least $50 cheaper, depending on where you're at, I'm going to let you know before we end this GTA talk. So hold on to your butts, because this is I'm going to be telling you a little secret on how to save at least $50, folks. And this is something that should be well known, but people are people, and the smarts right now of the whole world is not like I said earlier in the show, is not like it was. But I'm going to let you guys in on a secret. If you want to save $50+ on this game, you keep listening to this and watching this podcast. So, so basically $100, $80. I'm not surprised. I don't care. I thought I thought they were still going to charge $70. I thought they were going to be the ones that says, nah, we can do this without charging $80. But because times are harder, this is a gigantic game, I will give them the $80, or so-called $80. It being a digital-only game, very understandable. Very understandable. Just because it's going to be so big, and you're going to be installing a big game, big world, big everything on your drive. And me personally, like I said, I got gigabit up and down with Fios. So I will be able to download this game easily to my Xbox. I got the storage space on there. I would not want to be taking out 3 discs at a time, because it would be at least, you would think this game would be like 3 or 4 discs if we're thinking about and what we've seen semi of this game so far. You would think it would be like a 3 to 4 disc game, because Blu-rays only hold so much. They hold a lot, but still, they only hold so much. And I bet you this would be a 3 or 4 disc type of game if it was a physical release of this game. And at that point, you still got to update it. You got to still update the discs and stuff, and you got to still use the internet to do that. Why not just download it from the internet? And it's going to be a thing going on forward, folks. I hate to say it, because like I said, I'm one of you people that I'm like you, those of you that are still around. I am the people that really likes physical copies of my stuff. I still buy physical movies all the time, but those I buy Blu-rays of my movies all the time. I can rip them to my drive. I can make a digital copy of them, and then I keep the Blu-ray and stuff in storage and stuff like that. So I always have a physical copy of them, because I do not trust Hollywood or anybody on having a TV show or movie available for me to play or watch, in the future, because you notice that people like Sony and everybody has been taking a lot of content off their sites. We will talk about that in the games news, but yes, a lot of people have been taking a lot of this stuff off their sites, movies and TV shows. So yeah, digital isn't always forever, folks. Gaming, it is more respectable. It is more knowledgeable, because with the games are big, and I can accept that more. Plus, Usually you don't play the games more than once or twice, usually, because you were playing other things, unless if it's like the forever games like Minecraft or something like that. Then those games will always be played and played and played for future and beyond. But for things like Grand Theft Auto 6, when I play through Grand Theft Auto 6, will I be playing Grand Theft Auto 6 again and again? Probably not. I'll probably play through it, do some side stupid stuff, play the story, and be done with it until GTA Online, the new GTA Online comes out, and I'll play that a little bit, and then, that'll be it for that. But otherwise, will I be going back to GTA 6? Only if it comes out on PC. If they do when they do the PC version, which everybody's like, oh, it'll be a year before the PC version comes out. I'm like, no, motherfuckers. It'll be like 5 years before they release a PC version of GTA 6. At least 4 to 5 years. That's my prediction. Everybody's been saying, they'll release GTA 6 on PC the next year or something. I'm like, have they ever released any of their games, any of their GTAs, any of their Red Deads? Have they released any game on PC like the year after it came out on a console and stuff? Those people are ridiculous in their thinking. They will never do that. It'll be at least 4 to 5 years, at least, until you see GTA 6 on a PC. You will see more new copies and maybe physical copies down the road. And like I said, who knows? Some people say, there's a physical copy coming out down the road. Who knows? Maybe not. But, will you see this game on PC right away? No fucking way. They will try to milk it as long as... And this could be a question mark too, because, all the hardware out there is fucked up. Everything's fucked up in the hardware and gaming business and chips and stuff like that. Depending on how many consoles they can sell this game on. And even PC's fucked too. PC's really fucked as well. But I'm sure more people have gaming PCs out there right now. Anyways. But if they can sell enough on the consoles first, they are going to continue to keep selling this game on consoles for the foreseeable future. They will wait till the Grand Theft Auto 6 Online comes out. They'll let it simmer a little bit. And then eventually, after that, they will put GTA 6 out on the PC. So people that are holding their breaths and saying, we're waiting till it comes out on PC launch. You're going to be waiting a long time, motherfuckers. You're going to be waiting a very long time before that comes out. And that's going to only come out after GTA 6 Online comes out. So if you're willing to wait another 4 or 5 years to play GTA 6 and stuff like that and GTA 6 Online, good on you, folks. Good on you. You got a stronger will than I do, because I want to play this on console. I've been playing these on consoles. And technically I could still play this on PC and on my Xbox Raw Gallery X, because I can remote play this game, which I probably will remote play GTA 6 on my console and stuff like that on my PC and Xbox Raw Gallery X. So that's going to be interesting. Remote playing this. So technically I will be playing this on PC. I just won't be getting the extra PC set of graphics going on there, but it's still going to be able to be played on my handheld or PC. So thank you, remote play. Same thing with PlayStation. You can remote play that game on your PlayStation, whatever that little thing is called, and certain things and devices and stuff. So technically you could play it on your PC. It just won't be PC like. What else was I going to talk about this? Like I said, price. I hope it's not a slippery slope for the rest of the industry. I hope the rest of the industry just shuts up, nuts up, doesn't try to do this bullshit unless if they got a gigantic game coming out that costs millions and millions, and they even said maybe $1 billion for this game to be made. Otherwise, people should not try this. If Xbox, Microsoft tries this, or Sony tries this, or somebody, it might fuck them up. It might be the worst thing to do. They're not like this game. This game comes out. We don't see a new GTA game or like this for once in when was the last, like I said, the 360 era. That's when GTA 5 came out. And I was like, what, how many years ago? When was that? I don't even remember. It's been at least 8 to 10 years or something. And they're even talking about this game cost at least 1 to 1.5 billion so far to make. So this is an expensive game that they're making. Let's see here. I'm just looking. When did I'm just seeing if they have anything from the older Grand Theft Autos. When did GTA? How long between GTAs? It's got to be like 9 to 10 years already. It's a long time, because don't forget, then they made Red Dead Redemption 2 in that time frame, and they did some other stuff, and then they started working on Grand Theft Auto 6. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since GTA 5. So I'm willing to give them money. I'm willing to give them that money. I will be saving some more money compared to others, but, others aren't as, what's the word? They don't have the patience. They don't have the will to hold off. Now, if everybody said, oh, because pre-orders are open now, pre-order it now. If people were willing to just wait, and they saw that everybody was waiting to pre-order the game and they didn't get any pre-orders, which is that would never happen in a million years. But imagine if everybody just said, well, it's going to be $80, and then they got that $100 version that we do not know much about, but we want to find more out about before we pre-order that. Let's just wait until they come out with some more stuff, some more videos, and some more talks to say. I bet you that Rockstar and Take-Two would be like, oh shit, nobody's pre-ordering this game. Nobody's saying anything. We got to put out some promotional. We got to talk about what the game is. People are asking about what that entails for that edition. We got to give some more information. I bet you they would give you more information on stuff if people held off. But because everybody has short attention spans and nobody's patient enough to wait, of course, everybody was pre-ordering GTA 6 day one, and frankly, it's like I've been reading in the news recently over the weekend, it's been selling very good. It's been pre-ordered pretty good so far. Pre-orders have been very, very good. It's been said that, of course, the PS5 edition has been way outselling the Xbox edition, to like 8-1 or something like that. That's understandable, because there's been way less people owning Xboxes recently because of the Xbox Microsoft debacles that's been going on. And two, Sony's paid, of course, Rockstar to get extra coverage and to say it plays better on PlayStation, which that's a bunch of bullshit. It's going to play the same if you're on an Xbox or a PlayStation, folks, because they make this game. They make it so it looks just as good on both things. They're not going to make the PS5 version better, folks. Now, sure, if the PS5 Pro can do a few more things with the ray tracing or whatnot, which I always hear from a lot of people in a lot of games that PS5 Pro doesn't really do much anything else, that it sometimes hinders games more than makes them better, but it does some good stuff, but it's still not like the end all be all. As long as the game runs decently on both systems, I don't care. Like I said, I got an Xbox. I'm going to play it on Xbox. If you already got a PlayStation 5, then play it on PlayStation 5. But you can't say it's better. And Sony only does it because of, like I said, advertising. Plays better on PlayStation. Of course you're going to say that, because you're paying to say that, which they don't even need to do. I don't even know why Sony decided they needed to pay Rockstar anything to promote this. Because all your PlayStation fanboys and people are going to buy it on PlayStation anyways. So why do you got to go the extra distance? Now, they did a screen where they put the PlayStation screen on, on their backdrop and stuff like that. That's okay. The GTA 6 screen on special background screen on the desktop. That's great. You know, Microsoft's got their little promotional thing on there too. They don't got the big GTA 6 splash screen or anything, but they're showing that they're pre-ordering it too through the console. But, you know, I think it was kind of stupid on Sony's part to even pay for any advertisement. They could have just said, hey, Rockstar, we're gonna promote your game a little bit, you know, we're gonna put a thing on the backdrop or something, you know. But if they're paying them to say that it plays better on PlayStation, I think that's a joke. Because, like I said, both the Xbox Series console and PlayStation 5, I'm not saying Pro and I'm not saying Series S or anything, because those two consoles are a bit different. But the Series console and the PlayStation console, they're pretty much got the same tech in there. And, you know, Sony can say, oh, our drive speeds are faster. I don't know. I think the direct storage on the Xbox might be a little bit faster. Like I said, my games load pretty damn fast on my Xbox. And then when I see people do video comparisons, now these can be faked as well. So let's just say that, take this for a grain of salt. I'm not saying that this is true or not, but every time I'm looking at like loading comparisons between the Xbox games and PlayStation games on both systems, I'm seeing the games on Xbox load and play a little faster than the PlayStation side of things. Because remember, on the PlayStation side, you can put in your own memory. You can put in your own storage drives in there. So they can differ in speeds, even though they do have their like required drives and stuff and their lists and stuff and how speedy they want them to be. On the Xbox side, you can't do that. You got whatever's in your console. And then if you buy one of those direct storage cards like I have, that's what you get in your storage for your Xbox. PlayStation, you can pop in an M.2 drive into that console. So it's going to vary. And I don't know. And like I said, it doesn't matter to me on how fast these games load. If they play well and they look great, which it's going to look fantastic on the Xbox anyways and play great on the Xbox, who cares? If it plays 30 frames, 60 frames, we don't know yet. It's probably going to play 60 on PC, definitely. You're not going to get that much extra stuff on either console. They both are supposedly supposed to be able to do somewhat of ray tracing. Who knows? But, you know, and like I said, all the fanboys, all the haters out there, all the people that can keep saying, oh, no, the PlayStation is better in all these ways. It's PlayStation. It's just because they just want to start flame wars. You know, like I said, we got a bunch of adult kids out there. And like I said, I had to shut some of them down and say, hey, you're just pathetic. I called them pathetic in their posts online because they are. They're just sad, pathetic people that, you know, they'll try to start a flame war for no reason because they think PlayStation is better than Xbox. Like I said, if Xbox didn't have the games that it had and I didn't have the freedom that I feel like on Xbox and PC between my gaming, then yes, I would probably be still playing on PlayStation. But because Sony does not have the games, most of the games that I want to play on it anymore, and it's a lot of games are on both systems anyways, and a lot of stuff is coming more from Microsoft Studios if they still have studios at the end. I'm going to stick with Xbox, you know, and like I said, Xbox and Microsoft are more Xbox and PC centric, and Sony's getting out of the PC ports anyways. So it's just PlayStation. I don't know. I just have a little thing about that it's like, okay, it's more of a closed ecosystem on a PlayStation than it is on an Xbox. It feels more open. And I, as a technology guy, I like more stuff open. That's why I have an Android phone here, because you get cool phones like this that you can have flip phones and stuff compared to a very pricey Apple phone where you're in an ecosystem that is closed and they're telling you what you can do and what you can't do and what you can open and can't open and put on your phone and stuff. I like more open. I've always been a more open guy, and I always felt that Xbox, no matter how much turmoil it's in, no matter how much trouble everything is over at Microsoft and Xbox right now, I always still feel like I am in a more open I can breathe kind of space that I can feel where I can play my game anywhere and anytime I want, because they give you so many options. You could do cloud, you can do remote play, you could do play on an Xbox or the PC. And then on Sony's side, it's like everything's hunkered down. You got to go in these little areas. It just seems more dark and closed. And sure, you could play good games on it. And like I said, I love my earlier PlayStation consoles. I have my PS3 still on my table because I plan on playing more of my PS3 and old games like that on the PS3. I love other stuff about it. It's just Sony ain't doing it for me, and it hasn't been. And on top of it, you got Game Pass. That keeps me in the Xbox ecosystem even longer, because then I get all these fresh new games all the time every month, either from first party studios from Microsoft, Xbox, or from third parties that I'm like, I don't know if I'm ever going to want to play this game or buy this game from this company, but they putting it on here so I could try it out. So if I like it, I'll keep playing. And if I don't, I'm not going to be like, I spent $70 or more on this game and going, that game was not so good. You don't really have anything like that on the PlayStation side. So comparing consoles is comparing nothing to me. I don't care about graphics. I think graphics look as good as they should look. Because like I said, if they're going to keep making things even more and more good looking, then things are going to be more and more expensive. And then all you people are going to be complaining, these consoles are even more expensive. They're $2,000 now and whatnot. You can never be happy, because a lot of gamers out there and fanboy nutcases out there, these sad little individuals that live in their mommy's and daddy's basement still, just don't get that you can't have one unless if you have the other, and it gets very, very expensive. This hobby is one of the most expensive hobbies out there now. Nothing's cheap anymore. And for me, I'm way happier just playing on a system that I am saving money on. Because every time I'm playing on my PC and my Xbox and stuff, I realize that I'm saving money. And right now, I'm focused on that. And like I said, playing the game in 1080p, 60 or 30, whatever Rockstar puts these games at, they're going to look just as good on both sides. We'll see. We'll get comparisons. We'll see how, a little bit of this fog or a little bit of reflection or whatever, how dark they are on there. And I'm like, that stuff does not bother me. That stuff does not entice me too much. It's a little bit darker and lighter and foggier on this one than this one or whatever. That doesn't dissuade me. I want to just be able to play the game. Can I play the game and it doesn't crash? Does this look good? These characters look good? Do they play well? Does it play well on my Xbox or PC? Do I have issues with it? Is there glitches in the game over on this? How fast are these load times? Does it run good? That's all I care about. Graphics be damned. 1080p, whatever, shit. I don't play these games in 4K. The highest I play is 1440p, like on these monitors here, and that's it. So people and fanboys got to stop whining, stop crying, and it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. And like I said, after I got annoyed by these people, these so-called whiners out there, I'm just like, okay, whatever. I'm going to shut you down. I'm going to say, hey, you're disgraceful. You're disgusting. The Xbox should just go and die, and PlayStation's bad and blah, and all this bullshit that they say that plays better on that. First off, you're a sheep. Of course, you're going to always be a sheep. You're a horrible person. You're just trying to start up some stupid flame war talk or whatever, get your clicks or whatever. And I just say, hey, you're disgraceful. You do not know what the game is like. Nobody does, except for the people at Rockstar. You have never played or seen the game on both consoles. You have nothing to go by. You just suck. You're horrible. And you could go back into your little cave in your basement, in your mommy's and daddy's basement. So, and then I block them because I don't want to hear anything more about them. And that's me. Anything else about this besides them being 70 or 80 or 90 or 100, 80 or $100? I don't know. They got tons of their stuff that they've been talking about. Vehicles, tons of customization. You could go fishing and do this and that and all sorts of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, just like Grand Theft Auto games do. Fishing, fencing, fixing up classic cars, much, much more. Yep. Just like games always do, especially these Grand Theft Auto games. I do like that they are giving you something like as a bonus. Like they got the vintage Vice City pack that you get with your pre-order, depending if it doesn't matter if you pre-ordered the $80 version or the $100 version, you're still getting your this little pack where you get to dress up Lucia and Jason in these retro looking Vice City costumes, which I'm like, okay, I'm all for. I'm good on that. Also, remember pre-ordering these so-called physical boxed editions in stores doesn't get you anything but a box and a code. A lot of people are stupid about that, and they don't understand that still. For some reason, they don't understand that still. But yeah, the physical edition of Grand Theft Auto is only a card in a box. And I'm sure that people want boxes. I can print out a box, as you can see behind me, sort of. Here, for the video version of my podcast, I could take off my camera for a second. As you can see here, look at that, a box and 2 discs. Oh my God, it's the Series X edition of Grand Theft Auto 6. Oh my God, look at that. I got the physical edition of Grand Theft Auto 6 behind me. Oh, for the Series X. Oh my God. Look at that. It only has 2 discs, even though it should have 3 or 4. Oh my God, look at that. Anybody can create something like that, folks. It's called clip art, computers. You can do that. Anybody could do that. And if you think that's real behind me, then you're clueless. I'm just saying. It's going to be, and you need to be digital because you got a lot of data that's going to go on a drive. And it's faster to download. If you got a good internet connection, it's faster to download and install it than pop in discs and install it from a disc. A drive only reads so fast on a disk drive. Remember that. So, and it says here in this other article here that I'm reading on IGN, no GTA 6 disc decision will make some gamers angry, but analysts say commercially it just makes sense. And yes, that's what I was just saying. It just makes sense. And for those people that are angry that are not getting a disc about it, they're stupid. They're really stupid. It's just, that's just how things are going digitally. Like I said, movies, music, stuff like that. Sure. Those can have physical editions of those. Those can still have physical editions because they don't have that much data on them. You're not getting that much data from those discs. You're not putting that much, like movies and stuff. And even with movies, you could have theoretically a second disc for a Blu-ray movie if it's like one of James Cameron's movies. But even his, like Titanic, fit on one Blu-ray. At the Avatar movies fit on one Blu-ray disc, and then even 2 of the versions fit on one Blu-ray disc before. So technically, still small. Audio CDs and stuff still small, but games with hundreds of gigabytes, maybe even up to 200 gigabytes, because they haven't. Another thing that Rockstar hasn't said on how big the download size is going to be, how much you got to install. I'm guessing my prediction may be 150 to 200 gigabytes, depending on how big, unless if they're doing some really good compression technology or something for the downloads. But I'm thinking 150 gigs to 200 gigs. Any takers? How big will GTA 6 be downloaded onto your hard drives? And how many people will complain, man, that game is too big for me to put on my hard drive? Well, and you got to clear out some space on your Xbox or PlayStations, folks. And then for the whole thing of the rest of the industry, will this open the door to more expensive games? it'll be on a case-by-case basis. It'll depend on who the publisher is and how much shit they got in their brains. If they got a lot of shit in their brains and they feel like, oh, we can get away with selling $80 games, well, then they're going to be sadly mistaken for a lot of these games not selling as good. A lot of people are going to wake up and like hopefully Microsoft Xbox did and say, yeah, we can't do that. Nintendo could probably do that because they can sucker people into doing that. And of course, GTA can do that because Rockstar hasn't proven, like every Rockstar game I have played so far has been worth every bit of money I paid for it anyways. So it's not like $80 for, and I'm not talking about that $100 version. I think that's still not worth my extra $20, but the $80 edition is, and for me personally, I think, yeah, it's worth every penny because I just heard and seen what I seen and heard about GTA 6 and how much money they're spending on it, how big this thing is. I keep hearing and seeing this is so big. This is going to be twice and 3 times as big as GTA 5 is. And Rockstar has said it many times. They wanted to make the biggest freaking world they can make. And this is supposed to be like Vice City and most of the state and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, it's going to be huge. Hopefully there's a lot of content. Hopefully if they're making a lot of content for this thing, hopefully there's going to be a lot of content, side stuff, and every part of this world is going to be unique and it's going to have a lot of stuff in it and you're going to be able to do and greet people and kill people in so many different ways, shapes, and forms. I just want to see the game on that. I want to see the game on how the weapon, are they going to still have the weapon wheel? A lot of people said they're going to go the way, I guess, Red Dead Redemption 2 did. I don't remember too much about that, but they said it might go that way on how you keep weapons and you can only keep so much of a weapon or whatever or whatnot. I don't know. Hopefully they just don't make it too realistic where it's like the realistic real world where you got to do that, because then it makes it no fun. I want it still that funny, stupid Grand Theft Auto that I always liked. GTA 5 did it very well. I'm just hoping GTA 6 just, capitalizes on what GTA 5 did and what they did in the past. Just prettier, bigger, more missions, stuff like that. But otherwise, it's Grand Theft Auto, folks. I'm excited for it. I'm just not going bonkers off the wall like everybody else is because I haven't even pre-ordered it yet. And I'm not like Sony, where PlayStation 5 now features custom GTA 6 UIs, and they're Sony's going all in on Rockstar's partnership because they're doing a marketing thing. They haven't talked about how much they are doing that, but they're just saying plays best on PlayStation 5. Learn why it plays best on PlayStation 5. And they're just talking about, well, the load times are faster and stuff. Let's see here. Let me read what Sony thinks why it plays best. GTA 5 plays best in PlayStation 5. Let's see here. Sony and Rockstar Games work together to deliver the best experience on PS5 by leveraging its innovative features. It doesn't really have that much more than what Xbox has in innovative features. Let's see. The audio, Tempest 3D audio tech. You can surround yourself in distinct soundscapes of Liana. How many people are going to be playing with surround systems? A lot of people are going to be playing off their freaking TV monitors with maybe earbuds in or something. That's what people are going to be playing. PS5's ultra high-speed SSD, enabling you to experience in the expansive world of Liana with near instant load times. It's going to be the same on Xbox. Controller enhanced by haptic feedback. I don't really even care. I'm one of those very few people that doesn't need too much. I get a little bit of rumble from my controller. That's good enough for me. I don't need no haptic feedback. I really don't care about that. The audio, it's going to sound damn good on the Xbox because I'm sure they're still working with Microsoft and Xbox on making sure that runs on their consoles. Because remember, GTA 6 is going to run on a Series S as well. Not just the X, but the Series S as well. And if they can make that run on the Series S and X, just good, just fine. I don't think they're going to do that much more for PlayStation. They might, utilize some of the PlayStation's little bit of extra features with their chips and stuff that they do in there and whatever. And that's all they talk about is the audio. All I'm seeing here is haptic feedback. Their Tempest 3D audio tech, which, like I said, everybody's playing on their basic ass TVs. A lot of you aren't playing in surround systems with speakers on the ceiling and the floor, I bet. So that's okay. You're going to be playing with earbuds like this, folks, or you're going to be playing off your TV speakers. I know this for a fact because I know a lot of people that play video games and they all play on dumbass TVs, way crappier than my TV. My TV's state of the art between what I see people play on, and they're all using earbuds. I got a surround systems. If I want to play this in my living room, I got a surround system. But I'm going to be playing this on my Xbox Series X console handheld, or my Xbox from my Series X. Yeah, I'm going to be playing this off my Series X console onto my Xbox ROG X handheld. So, yeah. Or my PC here. So, yeah. So, okay, whatever. And the high-speed SSD, you got direct storage on Xbox, which is faster than most SSDs or M.2 drives. So, I don't know. People can, you can try to deny me on that, but I'm just telling you the facts, folks. Nothing really added there. It's not like they're talking about anything like in this list this little list. Like I said, it had 3 items on it, folks, on why Grand Theft Auto plays better on PlayStation. It's weird. It's so-called better audio. It's haptic feedbacks on its controller. Ooh. And it's drive, faster load times, which I'm sure is going to be just the same or maybe even better on the Xbox. And I would laugh so much if it was better on Xbox than PlayStation, because then I'd be like, then I would be boasting, which I try not to too much, but I'd be boasting like, hey, all you PlayStation fanboys out there were saying that this is going to be so much better. How come it's loading slower on the PlayStation than the Xbox? That would be such a big blow to Sony and all of them. They would be so mad. And I hate to say that, but, got to get my little tease in once in a while. But still, otherwise, Sony didn't say one word on this list. Sony doesn't have anything else. Just those 3 things, folks. They didn't talk about, it's going to have better lighting and blacks and smoke and lighting and stuff, and the water is going to look better on this because we're using our better PSVV3, whatever, ray tracing and stuff on there. They're not saying anything about that. They're not saying because the 4K 60 frames per second graphics is going to look great. Nope. They didn't say nothing about that either. So, really? And people are going to be like, yeah, it's better on PlayStation. Okay. Those 3 little things aren't going to get me to go run on and buy a PS5 just for that, or a PS5 Pro. Sorry. I'll be able to play just fine on my Series X console. And like I said, if you have a Series S console, you should be able to play as well, as long as you have the storage. Make sure you buy one of those direct storage things, which people should have already. If you don't have your console or your direct storage already, then don't even bother. I would just wait, because you're just hurting yourself more. If you thought you were going to get a better deal down the road, or if you really thought that you were going to be able to afford what's coming now, you're just fooling yourselves. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But like I said, there are people that are stupid out there, and like I said, I hate saying this. I hate to say this, but it's been being more and more true, and I have to say this. People are dumber now than they were before when I was younger. I've seen, now that I'm 40, I am seeing people way dumber now than I ever seen before. And this article here from IGN puts it onto the highest level of stupidity of people. Apparently, scalpers, yes, scalpers, and I'm not even talking about consoles, for GTA 6 blank copies of GTA 6 in fake game boxes, which people are getting game codes for probably, if anything at all, are being able to trick stupid people and gamers out there in spending more money on bullshit, on nothing, on fake items that is a digital release. Apparently, GTA 6 scalpers are finding buyers on eBay. And I hope Rockstar and eBay get after these people and they shut down these eBay listings, but I highly doubt it. I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be any, if people are going to get their stuff canceled and something. You would think that would be the case. Let's see here. I want to see. I'm going to go on eBay right now. eBay.com. I want to see. Whoops. No, that's eBuy. eBay. Oh, come on, computer. I'm not running the latest version. Hold on. There we go. Going on eBay. I'm going to type in GTA 6 pre-order. I want to see if they have. Yes, they do. $89.99. Grand Theft Auto 6 pre-order, PS5/Xbox, GTA 6, brand new. $89.99 plus $6 delivery. Wait, get GTA, 6 with 100% of the franchise completed. What's this? I don't know what this is. This is for $300. Okay. And then I'm just seeing some GTA 5s. Okay, I only see one GTA 6 here. Pre-order. And new listing for $90 plus, and this is for the regular edition. This isn't for an ultimate edition. This is for a regular edition for $90 plus $6 delivery for your little card. Let's click to see what they get. Because this is the only one I'm seeing up on eBay right now. New, brand new, unused, unopened, undamaged, Nothing on there. The seller has only 4 of them sold because people are stupid. Has no feedback, no nothing. Is a brand new seller. Join 2023. Totally a scam. Yeah. Don't they? How come eBay doesn't have a thing where you can report a scam about this seller, about this auction? Didn't they usually have something like, oh, this is a scam, but yet they're not? There's like nothing here that says, oh, is this a scam? Blah, 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 blah. No. Yeah, like there's no report seller or anything like that on here. eBay has gone really down. And I sell some stuff on eBay, but eBay has gone really downhill with that, with what they, for quality purposes and quality control. Let's see here. How about if I just type in GTA 6 and see if, I'm seeing, okay, here's another one, $79.99. So people are selling even the regular edition for its normal $80 price, but then they're going to still give you, they're still going to have you spend $5.27 to deliver that your digital code to them from them. That seems stupid. It all seems so stupid. Poster prints, somebody selling some fake poster prints or keychains that are not legit. Otherwise, not too much. I'm not seeing too much. There's some art posters that people made. A lot of the stuff is like old Grand Theft Autos that you can buy. I'm not seeing too much here though, so it's not that big unless if eBay is actually getting rid of them. I don't know, but yeah. If you're dumb enough to pre-order GTA 6 from a scalper, from a fake scalper, because it's even a fake scalping because you're not scalping anything because digital codes are unlimited right now for this kind of stuff, then you're stupid. I have to say, you deserve everything you get for you're overpaying for something that you could just pre-order. Unless if you're one of those people that can't pre-order from the consoles like an Xbox or PlayStation, because maybe you got a hacked console or something. Maybe that's one of those reasons why people would pre-order outside of that. But still, you could go to Amazon or Target and stuff and get the pre-order as well. It seems very weird that people would do that. I don't know. I don't get what the world is like nowadays. It's just really sad. But anywho, we had our fun. We talked enough about Grand Theft Auto. We'll talk more next time about Grand Theft Auto. I want to see. Oh, but before I go into the games news, folks, I told you I'd tell you about my secret, which is not a secret, on how you can save $50 or even more off your purchase of Grand Theft Auto. Now, I got to do another quick check here, so hold on one second. Okay, I'm back, folks. I had to make sure, double check this. So everybody, get ready, get set, and let's learn a little something. So I've been talking about Microsoft rewards for a long time now. I've been very, very highly recommending Microsoft rewards and earning reward points to get stuff like gift cards and stuff like that for quite a while now. I don't know how many people listen to what I have to say, but shit, you can earn rewards very easily just by sitting on the crapper and going on your phone and doing little stuff and earning tons of reward points to equal up to gift cards, which don't take as long as you would think. Because I've been getting multiples of, like, I think I already got over $150 or more, definitely more than over $150 worth of Xbox gift cards already this past year, which I used on multiple games and DLCs and stuff. And I'm working towards my next one for Grand Theft Auto 6, which means I am earning Microsoft reward points, which you can earn on the toilet, earn by playing games and stuff like that, earning all the time for shit. Because if you're subscribed to Microsoft rewards and all, and you got a birthday coming up, they give you 1,000 reward points for it being your birthday and stuff like that. Or if you buy other games at certain times, like they have deals like, oh, spend $35 or more, and then you get another 1,000 points back. Or if you buy stuff off the Xbox store or whatever from their storefront, they give you extra bonus points back for purchasing games off their Xbox stores and stuff like that. That adds up. And because I am a frequent purchaser and I actually mostly, I do stuff like I pre-order stuff from them. And like I said, I'm just doing the reward thing, sitting on the toilet. I just went today when I was on the toilet. Oh, look at all these things. Oh, what's this? What's this trip? Just Bing searching stuff. I've been earning all these reward points. I'll play some games today. I'm going to earn more reward points. So if you didn't get it in your heads already, if you want to save money and to be a gamer and play video games, and you want to get the new Grand Theft Auto, and if you want to get the regular $80 edition or even the stupid $100 edition, if you want to save $50 or more, or if you've been already doing this and you're doing what I'm saying right now and you're saving up those reward points because eventually you will pre-order Grand Theft Auto 6 eventually, like a couple weeks before it comes out, like I'm going to do, then you already got what I'm saying. Save up your reward points, get a $50 or more gift card, depending on how good and how much stuff you do in Microsoft rewards and Bing searches and playing games and stuff. And then when November whatever comes around, I think 19th, before that day, like a week or two before that, cash them in. You can choose from your Xbox gift card, or you can get an Amazon gift card. So this comes in handy for people that mostly play on PlayStation, because you could still earn Microsoft rewards. You just, if you're not playing Xbox games and stuff, but maybe you play Xbox PC games, you can get them from there too. But if you just don't play on Xbox, you still could get most of your Microsoft reward points. So no big deal. But you can also get an Amazon gift card of your choosing of price. And you can use that Amazon gift card to pre-order GTA 6 Amazon edition or anything, or a PlayStation, and get a PlayStation gift card or whatever with that Amazon thing, whatever. That could go towards GTA 6. Or like me, I'm simply just going to earn the rewards points, see what I got at the end. If I got $50 worth of them, or if I got more, great. Then when I pre-order a regular $80 edition of GTA 6, it's not going to cost me $80. It's going to cost me a lot less. It's going to cost me like $30, $40. That's going to be great. So I'll save myself $50 or more on GTA 6. Well, plus, if some of my family members, they might decide to get me a late birthday gift, I might get a gift card, Xbox gift card or something anyways too. So that usually happens as well. So yeah, but mostly if you want to save some money on your gaming or whatever, you should start doing this stuff, folks. I keep saying it, but people don't get it. It's very easy. It doesn't cost you a thing to subscribe to Microsoft Rewards. You just have to have your Microsoft account and stuff. And you save a ton of money. I've been saving so much money. Like I said, put a $50 gift card down onto Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. Only paid $20-something for that game. Great. So very simple way, very simple thing to do. If you start doing it right now, you should have at least almost up to the $50. And if you don't have up to the $50, you could still get cards at a little lesser value, and you could still save a ton of money off your game. I'm just saying. It's a thing that is a secret, but not a secret. But it seems like a secret because people don't utilize that when we live in a world where people are always trying to get the best deals and scam other people for stuff. But they don't ever think on, there's an easier way to do this stuff. And it's fun because it's not taking any of my time away. We're all sitting on the toilet one each and every day. Might as well use that time more than shitting than doing a little earning of reward points. Why not? Why not? So that's my little tip and trick right there to save upwards or more of $50 or more on GTA 6 for your Xbox, or for Amazon gift card to get a PlayStation gift card or code for GTA 6 if you want to do it that way on Amazon. So that's my Mr. Mike's tips right there. Now, let's get into the games news. That is the games news, because this show is going long enough.
Locked and loaded, ready for the fight. Game Talk Newz, gonna set the stage alight. Mr. Mike's got the scoop, he ain't holding back. Dropping bombs on the gaming industry track. Hear the thunder, feel the roar. Game Talk Newz, gonna settle the score. From E3 to PAX, they got it all. The highs and lows, ready to brawl.
Oh, that went up. Okay, folks, we're here at the very end, and there's tons of games news to go through. So I'm going to see what I'm going to get through here, folks. So, everybody's talking about Xbox, and I already talked about how Xbox is their sales are going to fall even more dramatically now that the consoles are going up $100 or $150. And like I always say, because you people didn't decide to buy one beforehand of your consoles, either Xbox or PlayStation, or soon to be Switch, it's only on you for waiting too long. It's only on you thinking that prices are going to go down instead of going up. So it's only on you. So you can't blame anybody else but yourself if you can't afford these consoles. Anyways, PlayStation has even stated that PlayStation console sales has fallen to their lowest in May, total in 26 years, following the price of the PlayStation 5 price hikes, which now for a standard PlayStation 5 is $649, PS5 digital editions $599 or $600, PS5 Pro is $900, And who knows, they might be going up again, because if Microsoft raised the prices, I'm pretty sure Sony might be also maybe raising those prices pretty soon. Right, they might be right behind Xbox and raising those console prices, especially because, you know, they got GTA 6 coming out soon. People are, and Sony's doing their whole big promotional thing of this plays better on our PlayStation 5s, even though this being played on PlayStation is better doesn't always mean that for real. It's just marketing speak, and there's a lot of dumb people that believe it, like I was just saying earlier. But if they're going to sell more of those consoles, they're going to want more money from them. And because hardware is a bitch to get nowadays and to produce, and memory's at its all-time high and storage is at all-time high, they're going to probably need to up their costs as well, which is going to further reduce sales or get those very, 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 very desperate people and wanting to play GTA 6 going, shit, I should have bought it before, but now I got to spend another $100+ on this console because I'm stupid. Yes. And that's how that's going. So it's not just Xbox. Even though PlayStation is doing way better, Sony is even losing sales to the aforementioned price hikes and storage and all the shit that's going on in the world. They're even saying here, and this is from a news article from VGC, or Video Games. I keep forgetting what their part is. VGC. I just call them VGC. From VGC is stating here in their article that there may not be enough consoles for this Christmas to meet demand. Major retailer warns. So surge in interest due to GTA 6 may see a short supply of PS5 and Xbox consoles running out. We're already seeing that already, and especially with the price hikes. And plus, it's harder to make these things and definitely to ship them out to people, because remember, there's a little problem with shipping things lately in a certain area. And they're saying, hey, this retailer's saying, hey, it is going to just get harder, and they're predicting that this holiday season is going to be the hardest ever to get a console for your people if you want to play GTA 6 or anything. So, yeah, that's quite believable, even though I'm sure retailers are just wanting extra sales and trying to get people through the doors to sell some of these consoles and stuff. But I can definitely see that. I could definitely see that. Like I said, a lot of people have said in the gaming business, in the gaming review / people out there, the industry people have said countless times, should have bought your consoles when they came out. If you were going to eventually get a console for either for GTA or whatever, and you saw that things were going up in price when memory and all that was going to shit, should have bought your consoles then when they were still at their decent regular prices. Just saying. And for somebody like me that's saying about the Switch 2 and me not getting a Switch 2, I'm just not getting one because I'll wait till the very end of the Switch 2 life cycle to get one. Maybe it'll get cheaper. Maybe there'll be a lot of great games for me to play by then. Yes. So that's probably what I'm predicting. But Nintendo's still selling them. Nintendo Switch 2 finishes first 12 months on sale as the second fastest selling hardware in U.S. history. PlayStation 5 sales collapse following price hikes. Yep. Because remember, they just did a price hike, but they might do another one just like Microsoft, even though they're doing better. But yeah, Switch has been selling good, even though the price of the Switch 2 is going to go up another $50 this September 1st. Yes, raising it $50 to $500. Whoever would have thought that a Nintendo console would be $500 is like, it's hard. It's going to be hard for everybody, especially for Nintendo. But at least they sold a good amount of Switch 2s. So they said just in the United States alone, the Switch 2 has 5.9 million install base after the first year. Not bad, almost 6 million. And that's just here in the United States. So I'm guessing they probably selling a lot of them around the world for that stuff. So But still, that Steam machine, I really didn't really talk about it because I'm like, yeah, it is what it is. So Steam machine costing $150. Some people are saying it's too much. Steam/Valve says, hey, that's just what it costs to make it. And that's what we're selling it at. Sorry, we wanted it cheaper too, but can't do that. And they're not going to cut any losses. Nobody's gonna make any of this hardware cheaper for you guys, folks. Don't think that's Valve, Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft. They don't care about you. They got to make their profits. They're not gonna give you free stuff. They're not gonna give you cheaper stuff like this. Not in this time. Not when hardware is at a premium and it's expensive to make. No, you're just gonna have to pay for it. So as of right now, $1,050 for the base Steam machine for a 512 gigabyte version. Yeah, it's expensive, especially when they're using like older technology in the Steam machine. I heard they're using like older AMD chipsets, and they said, what was it saying? It was like PS4 and Xbox One type graphics cards and stuff. So that's like 4 years behind graphics and stuff just to make the price cheaper. That's why you don't see this thing. That's why they don't really tout this thing doing 4K or anything like that, because it's underpowered. It's more underpowered than the Series X or something. That's just for people that really don't want to have to deal with a PC, that just want to play games in their living room, and they want to play a PC game like a console game in the living room. That's all that this machine is, and it only plays some of the Steam Steam games out there. Not all of them, because a lot of them use like anti-cheat software and all this other stuff that just does not work with Steam, with the regular Steam OS, I should say, the Linux version. And a lot of people are wondering why Valve just doesn't want to subsidize the Steam machine, because they're not in the business. For real, folks, Valve only puts out hardware as projects, as things that they want to show people what you can do with it. You can build your own Steam machine. They even say you can build your own Steam machine, but they put it out like the Steam Deck and stuff like that, and these Steam machines, they put them out as reference devices, as low-end reference devices to show you what you can do, what you can play on these things. And yeah, if you want to buy one and you don't want to build one yourself or whatever, here you go. So they're not enticed. They're not trying to capitalize. A lot of people says, oh, with the Steam machines coming out, even if the chips weren't as expensive, people were saying out there that, oh, these Steam machines are going to take over Xbox and PlayStation and all that. They're going to be the number one. They're going to be in the console market. And no, Valve is never going to be in that. Never. And this is just showing it off and proving the point that you're not going to get what you think you're going to get. But hey, if you want one, they're doing their pre-orders. They're doing the thing. And yeah, they're doing their thing. Their thing for people that want to just play on Steam OS and stuff. So they're trying. I'm not denying it. Like I said, if people want to start making games for Linux and stuff, I still think that's never going to happen. I know they got these people like Jeff Gerstmann and a few people out there saying, oh, yes, wait till, I think it was Jeff Grubb too. They were saying, oh, wait till Steam and stuff takes over and Linux takes over. We're going to all be playing games on Linux. And I'm like thinking, yeah, even though there's a lot of people out there that are hating on Windows right now, Windows ain't that bad. Even for performance. I hear, oh, performance on Windows sucks with gaming. And I'm like, I play on a handheld. I play on my desktop. I have no performance issues whatsoever. So I don't know what these people are talking about. Unless if they're just expecting 4K everything and thousands of hertz. I don't know. People expect too much. I play the game that it was originally meant to be. If it's 60 frames per second, 30 frames per second, 1080p, 1440p, stuff like that. Whatever my processor and my graphics card can do and memory and all that stuff and drives can do, that's what I do. And I'm happy for what I can do and what I could play. Whatever my Xbox ROG X can do and play, that's what I do. And then I'm just good for it because I want to play the game. I'm not trying to look for perfection or beyond that. I just want to play a game. So, and then these people that keep saying, oh, Linux got to eventually take over because Microsoft sucks and all that. I'm like, yeah, they suck. Windows don't really suck that much. I don't know what you guys doing with your Windows machines and why it sucks. And I don't know why people just don't get it. Maybe it's just because I'm old, because I'm 40 and I've been using Windows since Windows 3.1 and stuff like that. That's how far back I go from version 3.1 of Windows until now. And I've been messing with Windows and hardware and building my own machines forever. Maybe that's why I'm not too... oh, I want Linux. Now, I don't deny Linux. If Linux turns into like a actual Windows-like competitor, and I could use everything that I use on Windows on Linux and not see any difference, and I don't have a hard time trying to download drivers or this or that, sure, I'd do Linux. Why not? It's always updated. Especially if Microsoft goes back to selling Windows again or something. I don't know if they ever will, but maybe. I don't know. Who knows? When's Windows 12 coming out? I've been waiting for that announcement for a long time now. But still, I don't know. I think all the fanboy people out there crying for Linux to be the new successor to gaming on PC hardware is still going to be a far bit of ways away. It's a good complementary thing to Windows gaming and PC gaming, but it's got a long way to go with a lot of stuff, let's just say. Talking to a guy that's used Linux and has mostly used Windows and stuff, but I tried out Linux and, Linux is good. It's a good operating system, but I don't care what people say. I'll stick with Windows as long as I can. Okay. Apparently Sony issues official statement on PlayStation Plus on Sony promises to improve PlayStation Plus service in the upcoming year. Sony is focused on driving profitable growth with PlayStation Plus by increasing your engagement and continuously improving its service proposition and content, as well as inviting users to shift into higher tiers. They just want you into more expensive tiers. Free game giveaways, all this other stuff, blah, blah, blah. I'm not seeing nothing in this article, but I guess PlayStation Plus has not been really doing much for people. Is that what I'm hearing? I know they got 1 million tiers too. I know Xbox isn't any, Xbox Game Pass has been doing too many tiers, but PlayStation Plus, it's got so many tiers to it. I don't even know what that stuff is. Plus they did the PlayStation Plus price hike recently as well. I don't know. I used to be a PlayStation Plus member back in the day. I used to like it. They used to have some good games and titles coming to it. And then after a while, it just went. Same thing with, Games of Gold. That's why they kind of quietly closed off Games of Gold on the Xbox, because it's like everybody has all the games first off. Everybody's playing all the games. And then on Game Pass, you get all the newer games and stuff. So, I don't know. People are weird. Here you go, guys. I know a lot of people are probably going to hate on this a lot. Sony confirms it's laying off most of the Destiny team and some Marathon devs. Also, Bungie's studio head has also departed, according to reports. So, just like everybody was saying, Bungie's eventually going to be sucked away by Sony. So basically, they're just going to be mostly a very small studio now. That's just how it was going to be. Destiny 2 didn't do well. Marathon ain't doing so hot, even though some people keep saying that it's the best thing ever, but I'm not really seeing too many people care about Marathon. Let's see here. With great sadness, we are announcing a reduction in force as we reorganize Bungie as the leaders of, I gotta zoom in here, of Bungie, past and present. We recognize Destiny 2 fell short of expectations these past several years following our final content update of Destiny 2. With our future projects still in early incubation, we unfortunately could not continue operating at our previous size. Yes, because I heard they were very big. We know this decision has a profound impact on people, affecting their families, friends, blah, 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 blah. While these changes are necessary to the best position the studio now and for the future, it does not lessen the difficulty of the moment or the impact which it has on those affected. Later, we will share more about our future with all of you, but today is not that day. Today, we wish to extend our gratitude and compassion to every member of the Bungie team who has been impacted and whose remain. We hope you will do the same, Bungie. Meaning Bungie is going to be eventually no more, and a lot of people are going to be sad about this, but frankly, did we expect anything different? It's not like Bungie has been knocking ballparks out with their stuff lately. Like I said, Destiny, I never got into that. I'm not into Marathon. That doesn't look decent to me. It looks really not decent, but apparently some people love it a lot. I don't know. I always seen that as a outlier there. I got nothing more to say because I don't have that much. Not since Bungie has been a part of Microsoft and with Halo. After that, I just when I first saw the Destiny, like I said, when I first saw what they were going to do with Destiny, I'm like, really? You're just doing Halo 2.0 with this stuff. That's all I felt. Never really cared too much about it like other people did. So I got nothing much to say. But still, a lot of people losing jobs, a lot of stuff going on. Who knows what the future is holding for Bungie and Sony. Instead of trying to get them other jobs within the company to make more games for Sony PlayStation consoles, the thing that you guys all think is the best system out there, but yet Sony ain't trying to get these people hired into other studios and other projects and to try to build up new projects for other games and stuff to sell on their console as first parties. And no. Same with Microsoft, thinking not outside the box a little bit. No. Well, what else can we say there? Gaming is fucked. Sony also doing some more bad. So all you people that buy your digital content, your digital movies on like PlayStation, stuff like that. Well, Sony says, oh, sorry, you guys are losing. If you bought any of these movies, you're losing, let's see here, more than 555 digital titles. So Sony's to delete movies owned by PlayStation users. List includes more than 550 digital titles. So that whole purchasing thing is really renting, folks, or long-term renting, because you don't really own that purchase and that content. And Sony is doing the thing that they tried to do before with all those TV shows and stuff that people rented and stuff before. This is happening again because they don't want to continue the rights talk anymore. So all your purchases that you might have purchased these movies is no more. So you won't be able to watch this stuff no more. How exciting is that? That's why I purchase physical media, folks, because you cannot take away what I already have. So PlayStation has notified users that it will soon delete more than 550 digital movies from users' PlayStation Network accounts due to licensing agreements with Studio Canal. Sony began sending out the warning message via email earlier this week. A certain Twitter user was one of the first to share the notification, which states the move affects any Studio Canal content that may have been purchased. PlayStation lays it out clearly. The content will be removed from your video library. The movies will be deleted September 1st, 2026. You can see the 551 digital titles listed on the PlayStation's website. Some of them being like Terminator, of course, Hot Fuzz, Terminator 2, other stuff like that. Yeah, so purchasing. They should not have a thing on anything, even on Amazon. Purchase this movie digitally. They should not have the word purchase. This should be saying you can rent this or you can pre-own this, or you can have a long-term rental of this until the time the content is delisted. That's what they should put on there. But nobody puts that on. They say purchase. But that's not really purchasing. That's if, like I said, I purchased this computer. Oh, I got to return this computer in a couple weeks because I'm losing my license on this computer. Oh, I purchased this I don't know, this phone. I got to return the phone because, frankly, I lost my license on it. I'm not paying for the service. Yeah, that seems very stupid, horrible and stupid, and why people can't just keep the digital purchases because it's should be just linked to their accounts, which it is, and it's not. And it's like, yep, this is why purchasing movies and music digitally is stupid. Unless if you get that music downloaded as an MP3, or if you can download the movie as an MPEG-4, which you can't, because usually they don't do that with movies. That's why I buy physical movies, folks. A lot simpler than getting one of these subscription services to these companies for their movies and stuff. And on a console, you know, I think I did it once. I think I bought content from Xbox once a long time ago. I think it's still on there. Like I still got like some digital content that still works on my Xbox or something from purchases a long time ago. But stupid. It's stupid that people have to do that. It's stupid if people bought a ton of movies and shows off these services, because now they're losing them all. And then they're going to hear people complain and sue or whatever, thinking that they own this stuff, but they don't, because that's the world we live in. Let's see here. I'm looking at other stuff here. I'm going to just skip the rest of this stuff. There's only like one thing that I might talk about here. Like we're talking about like Bethesda boss Todd Howard saw Marvel's Blade back in May, says Arcane is doing a really, really good job on it. So I guess the Arcane Blade game is still in the works over at Xbox at Bethesda over at Arcane. It's still looking good. Okay. Insomniac responds to Wolverine fan to confirm physical edition includes a disc and box, and I suspect more devs will have to answer this question in a post GTA 6 world, because GTA 6 isn't in a physical box, or there's no disc in a box for GTA 6. So, okay, that is going to be a big question going forward. And it's like, well, why sell a box in the store anyways? Because they do, because they like to waste plastic. And then final somewhat game news into the movie news as well. Netflix's long-awaited Gears of War movie gets first story details. Apparently it's going to be like a prequel, and I think it's coming on Netflix, I guess. Is that what it's the Gears of War movie is going to be on Netflix? It's going to be a Netflix movie. Let's see here. It says a lot of stuff about a lot of bullshit and stuff. Confirming the Netflix adaptation will be the origin story of the Delta Squad. The group are described as a ragtag crew of soldiers who wage a war for survival against the Locust, a race of subterranean creatures set on to destroy humanity. Yeah, so that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a prequel origin story. But it's not going to involve Marcus Phoenix or Dom, I guess. Yeah, or will it involve Dom? Let's see here. The origins of the CAW group. It would likely see the writer John Squaws incorporating the likes of Dominic Dom, August Cole, and Damian Baird into the movie story. Okay. though it may exclude Marcus Phoenix given his involvement with the team came later on in the universe. Yeah, it hasn't been stated, but for me, I'm like, if you're going to do a Gears of War movie, you got to have a Marcus Phoenix. I would think you would have to. I think people would want to see Marcus Phoenix out of anybody in the game, in the movie. And if you're not doing a Marcus Phoenix, it's kind of a question of, okay, then why are you doing this if you're not going to have a Marcus Phoenix? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. It's questionable, but it's not like people haven't done movies before where they didn't have like main characters that are in the games, not in the movies before. So I'm not surprised, but I am kind of surprised because that means a lot of people are going to go, oh, what do you mean no Marcus Phoenix? What do you mean? And then people will get upset. I don't know. I'll before we can say anything, we can't say anything because the game isn't even been made yet. Or I mean, the movie hasn't been even made yet. It hasn't even been finished. We do not know nothing about it. We do not know nothing about the plot or anything like that yet. So it's nothing. And it might not be anything. Who knows? Till we find out. But apparently they're still working on a Gears of War movie somewhere out there in Netflix land. Yeah. Okay, I'm tired. I've made this podcast way too long. I wasn't planning on doing it this long, but always a lot of stuff to talk about, folks. Always a lot of stuff to talk about. So we'll see. We'll see how the weeks go. We'll see how this week's goes. Because remember, it's 4th of July on Saturday. So we'll see. I'm guessing, and I'm not saying this for certain because you know me, but I'm guessing when I do my next GamezAttack podcast on Monday, it's going to be a small one. It will probably have to be. Maybe it'll be a pre-recorded episode because frankly, I want to just enjoy my weekend. Not that I don't enjoy doing the podcast, but shit, this is almost 3-hour podcast again. And there's always so much to talk about it. And then it's always all doom and gloom, but I'll talk about some stuff. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be a shorter podcast that day. I'm going to try to make it that way, but we'll see. We'll see. I hope you had a good time. If you guys got any comments, questions for me whatsoever, please feel free to email me at oldfreakygamer@gmail.com. Feel free to tweet me on Twitter at OldFreakyGamer or Blue Sky me at OldFreakyGamer or comment on the video portion of the podcast on the comments below. Questions, comments. You know, you like talking games? I like talking games. That's what we're here for, folks. Even if it's good or bad, I get in my opinions. You got your opinions. Let's just enjoy gaming. Let's all enjoy gaming again. Even if you're not getting the latest and greatest stuff, enjoy it. Enjoy what you got. That's all I got to say. I think the world has been too enamored with, oh, we got to get the latest and greatest. It's got to be the best of everything, with graphics and all this. I'm just happy we're getting games at all. And I'm going to be really happy when I play Assassin's Creed the following week. You know, I'm going to be happy playing Red Dead Redemption this week. And I'm going to be happy when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out because then I'll be playing that and then I'll do a little streaming of that. I'll be playing that on my Xbox Rogue LEX and not spending $100 on it. I'll be happy with that. So everybody, I'm out of here. Till next time, folks. This has been the GamezAttack Podcast, episode 111. Till next time, everybody, game on, game hard. World Conquest. I'm pushing this gaming button. This show is now game over. So everybody, peace. Till next time.
Game over.